afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, anywhere in the world. Welcome to Panelists. I'm Esther Limeli Bryan, the owner and CEO of Panelists. At Panelists, guys, I'm not going to say it here. We don't want you guys to know what we're doing. But when you walk into Panelists, just
affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
Hey, Dr. Peabody, what's up, man?
Well. It's so good to be back today and on this Sunday, wet day for this special edition, my brother, with the chairman, the most powerful chairman, Chairman Musa Hassan Bility. Who is Musa Hassan Bility? Good to be back.
Yes. Good to be on a Sunday, wet Sunday too. Way in Reading, Pennsylvania. I've been raining since yesterday, bro. I've been indoors all day, man. Wet day. I ain't go to church today because I was like, I live.
I visited a church today, Tomalin.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, man, I'm far from the church, but I would have been in church today, but it's good to be back, man. Good to be back on a special edition of the closing argument. We have 16 days to today's election, and the last 24 hours we'll be hearing about threats and this, that, and everybody trying to talk about the elections. And I don't know. I don't know. The first vote is yet to be cast, and people already talking about the election would not be free and fair and all kinds of stuff. But I know the election. I know we're confident that it will be free and fair, and that all will be well. Patricia. Oh, also I forget. Yeah. But Jackie, good to see you, man. On a Sunday, everybody in a comfort zone right now on a weekend. So everybody present. But Buddy, you preach today?
Yeah, I was a guest speaker at your church today on your mission service.
The Reverend Dr. Heron Peabody.
Talking about missions today.
I'm the chief minister of the gospel of God.
Yeah.
These messages of admonition and hope in these universities.
I like to be called the missionary because I'm I'm a servant. I like to be a servant. To be called the missionary because serving the people, of our time. Bringing change to the people, both their physical needs, not only the spiritual needs, but also want to meet the physical need of the people. And that's where Liberia Mission gave birth. 7, meeting the physical needs of people. So it's good to be here, man. Look, on the Sunday and this special edition with Chairman. But you talk something. But this threatening messages is coming from one group, one party, who feel that they cannot accept any other result but win. If it's not a win for them, then the election was not free and fair. And they are going around and saying these things. They threatening. I mean, there was a message from one guy. In fact, I'm going to call his name Daniel Sano, who made a very derogatory statement to the president, talking about dragging the president out there in the streets. Wow. Where in the world will anybody make a statement about sitting president of the nation and you talk about dragging the president out there and things like that? That's a security threat. That's a threat to the president's life. And I don't think anybody should be doing that. I think NSA should not be really surveillance in these people who are going around sending threat to the nation, to the Liberian people. There will be no war in Liberia. Liberian people do not want war. And I think it's very important for political party to push this message of peace. And apparently, even the standard bearer, I mean, there was a statement made by the standard bearer of the Unity Party the last time, and it's really, really sad. I know today is not a political day. We want to talk about, get to know who Musa Bility is, Musa Bility, the politician, the businessman, the humanitarian, and all of that. But it's important to lay some of these things up because in the last 24 hours, there have been a lot of serious threats to the country.
Yes, Jackie, what's up? How's the Sunday at your end in Atlanta, Georgia?
It's a sunny day.
Wow.
Where I am. I'm wearing pink, and I'll be wearing pink from time to time because Breast Cancer Month is right around the corner as well. And we have family members who have passed away due to breast cancer. And I also know extended family members right now, one or two who going through breast cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why this breast cancer scarf is on my head. Because it's something, despite the politics, aside from politics, health concerns like breast cancer and awareness and stuff like that, we also need to acknowledge and look into it because anybody can fall victim when it comes to our health. So it's a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. I see you in your African attire,
Yeah,
looking good.
yeah, when you know how sometimes you just put your Africans gown on and just relax, watching. Today is football Sunday,
Yeah.
just chilling. Um, I just hope that everyone's doing good at wherever they are, and as we say, people. I heard that the religious community will be declaring a national prayer and fast for peaceful elections in our country.
We need it.
We should pray for that election to be peaceful, free and fair. And if there's any issues arising from the election, we call on the people to use the legal mechanism and to seek justice. I know I've been hearing people say, "Oh, they don't trust the system," but then so what it means is to use violence. I don't know, but I can tell you, all three of us here, we owe enough to know what war is all about, what it led to. I was in Liberia for I was there for the 1989. I was there for the octopus, April 6th. The only war I didn't see was the one they say World War II, World War III. The one that when Lord and Model, I think they crossed the Pole Rail. The only war I didn't see because I was already in the States. But it's not something you want to joke around with because you know what you first thing like April 6th. April 6th, I remember I was living on 10th Street. And as soon as I looked, man, when I got outside, we just see people with different. I know where the guns came from. People were, oh my God, everything was different.
But Tomalin,
So I just pray that. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Let me say this. The United Party-led government had the first peaceful transition of power in over 75 years. During campaign times, CDC was very vocal. CDC also talked about possible rigging of the elections. Those were things that they talked about as well. And nobody said, oh, they wanted to bring war. All of a sudden, when members of the opposition today talk about it and say, well, we hope that the election will not be rigged because there are signs, possible signs out there, like the government needs to speak to the cards, the voter registration cards that were found in Grand Jita that are being found. I was listening to the news 2 days ago. There was a man who crossed over from Guinea with guns, and he had voter registration card. I believe he had voter registration card in his hand too. They are finding these cards. What is going on here? NEG needs to address it. The joint security needs to come out and address it. And that's why I say Communication is very important. From that time, the 2 times or few times the joint security had a press conference, are they doing weekly briefing? Because of the pressure, the successful pressure on NEC, and NEC coming out and saying now every Tuesday they will be doing briefing to the public. Apart from the IPCC meeting or IPPC, I forget what the acronym is, meeting that they're having with the political parties in private, communication is very, very important. The situation with the drugs, we know that in the past that drugs were given to people during our war. You want to talk about war, but drugs were brought. That's why our drug problem started from, and it's gotten very, very worse under this government. So when you see a lot of things are happening, including the impeachment of Kabina Jane, where the order was given, Councillor Bromskin spoke about it, and other oppositions, including Alexander Cummings, was very vocal about the impeachment of Kabina Jane. The Supreme Court is then compromised when you impeach him or you have him impeached. So just because the man had a different view on the complaint brought by Councillor Bromskin and the opposition at the Supreme Court, he said, I have a dissenting view. And the next thing we look, when this government took over, they had him impeached because of that. So, and then not forget, Cornelia Tukpa, and even Talia in her district, there are signs out there. And so, yeah, the opposition has every right to call on the government and say, look, there are signs that could lead to the possible rigging of the election. So we need you to make sure that this does not happen, because that's violation of the peace, that's violation of the Farmington Agreement and everything. And now all of a sudden it's a problem. CDC did the same thing. They call on the government or Unity Party-led government and say, oh, we hope you will not rig election. Nobody said they were trying to bring war to the country. So let us stop that and let us focus, let the government communicate effectively, do its job effectively every day. We only got 18 days or 15 days to election. Every single day, the joint security, somebody from somewhere needs to come out and say something and give the people updates on what's going on.
Tomalin, let me say this. Let me say this.
Philip Brown, who is a supporter of CDC.
You had your time.
No, I wanted to add. I was not completely done.
But
so
Jackie,
give me one
you
second.
accused people.
Jackie, just talk.
CDC. You accused the men of that.
Accuse who did I accuse?
Yeah, but Jackie,
Philip Brown came out with a statement as well, but Jackie, nobody is talking about what he said.
Jackie, the conversation here is done. Let other people talk. Now we're thinking about something that
talking.
That's not a
Peabody, I just said I was not completely done. Y'all were on for a good 10 minutes talking now before
Jackie,
I came on.
It started here again. The point here, Jackie, somebody just talk about war. I saw the war. I saw people being killed. I saw family members being killed. I know what war is. When you have one of the men that I saw killing people, that killed thousands of people, coming out and threaten the peace of this nation, that's quite different when UP were there or CPP, CDC was there. That's quite different. You have warlords coming out, threatening people's lives, threatening the nation, and talking about what he's going to do. It is their time, and giving all these kind of threats. I think it's totally wrong. Okay? The Election Commission, everybody want a free and fair election in Liberia. But give them the chance. Okay? Give them the chance, let them come up and with the report. You requested something through Election Commission, you wanted to publish the voter rolls, and they haven't come up yet. But I don't think it worth inciting people to get out there, threatening people with violence to show the election not held yet. So you don't know who cheated or who did not cheat. For you saying that, it's nothing but victory. When you send these kind of message out there, our people there are a lot of vulnerable people in that country. A lot of vulnerable young people in that country who, today anything happened, they would jump back on the street and bring chaos to our nation. Liberia is 30 years behind since 1990. We have not reached our full potential where we really can, as a developed nation and stuff like that. We're still struggling even to meet basic needs in Liberia. So I don't think it is important for people who fought in the war, who brought suffering, who killed families, to be out there talking and sounding warning that they represent some moral group or something for Liberia. Okay, so I think it's unacceptable. It is despicable for folks to be making these kind of comments. I mean, will it be fair for somebody to say they're going to drag the president in the street or something like that? What sense does it make when you send those kind of threats to the country for your sitting president? We must honor our leader no matter what. It is important that we honor the one who lead our country. It doesn't matter. I'm not a citizen. I have not agreed with CDC on anything, but I say it. If it's your we are elected by the people of Liberia as president of Liberia, we must also respect our leader. And I differ a lot with Representative Yeke Koloba. Every time he came on a show that I was on, I always told him it make no sense insulting the president. And it make no sense for one to send a threat to the president. He was elected, whether we like him or not. It's important that we respect him. Leaders, people must respect their leader no matter what. All right? But Prince Johnson is there. He's making statements. We went through this war. We saw it every day. We know what it is not to eat for a couple of days. We know what it is to walk the street and see skeleton bodies all over. We know what it is when you get out there, people put gun at you and to be killed. You think anybody want to live it? Nobody want to relive those that scene, Jackie. Nobody want to relive it. And that's the responsibility of all the political parties to talk about peace in this election, not getting out there and telling, oh, if we don't win, well, the boss will get in the street and you see what will happen. Then the other one said it will drag the president. Then the other, oh, what is that? You're so desperate and can't wait for the people to exercise their right to vote for a president. You have to go out there every night and be signing threat. No, we want a peaceful election, and we must go after it peacefully. Every political party.
Somebody cannot respond.
I come in. You're coming. We'll soon be bringing the guests in. But let me say this though. You know, in and during the elections of 2011, there was shooting that took place in the CDC headquarters. They organized on the Unity Party government, and Shaki Kamara got killed. He got shot and he was killed. But then Papi Solo, they got killed. And so, but let's be honest. You and I agree with this government. You and I agree with them. But you gotta give them credit. Under this government, they have had elections that, in fact, the CDC lost their stronghold of Montserrado twice to the opposition. And in fact, when the election ended, I think the president even called Darius Dillon to congratulate him, and they considered that they lost the seat. But to hear people making these war threats and beating war drums, honestly, we cannot afford to. We're in a fragile society, though. Don't forget, the people you call Zogos today, they're people that you might be afraid of. Because what's going to happen, people take advantage of situation and start to loot. They'll forget about everything. Other thing will resist. They will forget about everything and start to loot. Even the people that are saying they will resist, the people will go after them. And right now, with all the hate in the society, people will use that occasion to settle scores with people. Okay, so and that's why you don't want to go through it. But again, for people to make threats like that, and then they try to double down, I don't think it's fair. And then lastly, the institution of the Liberian presidency must be respected. To hear people say they will drag the president of Liberia in the streets, I mean, that's something that the party should have immediately called on that guy to retract his statement. He made a threat. Every government different, but there's some government, the NSA will be at his door. In America, you made that kind of threat, you know very well. The Secret Service will be knocking on your doors. And then he works in the office of the senator. And they have said nothing. It went 24 hours, nobody has said anything about it. And these are things tomorrow people will say, well, and then kind of violent will say, well, it started from there. So let us not put politics there. We all have family, we have interest in Liberia. Let us condemn any threats of war from all sides. We should not spin it or play politics with it, because we all of us on the platform, we went through the Liberian Civil War. We know what it is. And right now, if ends to break up in that country, I think it'll be worse than what we had in the past. Welcome, Chairman.
So let me respond. Welcome, Ben. JMB, historically, all his years in service, public and private, has been a man of peace. And everybody knows that. The world knows that. 2017, as soon as they announced President George Weah, then Senator, the winner, I was standing right there on the stage with President, with Ambassador Joseph Newman Boycott, the Vice President. When he conceded, his message, his concession speech was that of a peaceful one. I will find that speech and try to read some of it here, or the audio if we have it at some point. But he always spoke about peace. He speaks about peace even today. The message here from everybody, including people who are seditious, these are the things that the Liberian people are talking about. They're saying that the last 6 years, given what they have seen, they don't have, some of them don't have confidence in the government. It is up to the government to instill confidence in these people and say, look, this is what we're going to do. And how do you do that? You be transparent and communicate, if it takes on a daily basis, what is going on at NEC, what is going on in the security sector, then do it. Give the people confidence. It is the people who are saying these things on the street. Some people are saying these things that they don't have confidence and they want to have confidence. So please, government, prove to us that we can have confidence and feel comfortable going into this election. Like I said, up to today, we don't know the status of the illegal drugs that enter our country. The latest one on Friday, where a man from Guinea entered our country, was on the news. Nobody's talking about it. And I believe he also had a voter registration card. They're asking, how did you get a hold of this? The loose voter registration cards are all around the country that people finding. Who's talking about it? The NEC address it. And CDC too, in the past, has had, some members a record of promoting violence and stuff like that. So the point here is this: the government wants to put confidence in the people. Let the government do what it needs to do so that people feel confident and comfortable going into the election. That is to communicate, provide the status, the guns, the drugs status, the loose voter registration cards that are out there. The BVR process now will be manual on election day. So how sure are we? How sure are the people? Instead of them complaining, come and answer those questions. The people have a right to say, if I'm not comfortable with you, I'm going to say it. Then you come back and say, okay, we understand point 1. Here is our response to it. We understand point 2. Here is our response to it. That's what they should be doing. Instead of doing dog whistle here and say, oh, you won't cause war in the country. Nobody won't cause war in the country. JMB is a man of peace and has always been a man of peace. The Alliance, we are a peaceful people, and we believe in our democracy and the Constitution that guides our country, and we will follow it.
Well, Chairman, as we wait for Chairman Bility to join us, let me say this: there's no justification for the threats that was issued by Prince Johnson, the comment made by former Vice President Boyka, Dino Sano, Anthony Kesali, all these people coming from the Unity Party issuing the threat, and then they go on the social media saying, "I stand by it. We stand by it." With no justification for that, we should not do politics with it. The issue about
what the Liberian people are saying.
Not Liberian people saying it though. These are people.
No. God choose to say the Liberian people not saying it. Their own videos saying these things. They're saying there is not our campaign. That created. Don't try it. It's a Liberian people that created that. Don't try it phrase. What does it mean?
If the Liberian people who saying they would drag the president ass on the street.
If anybody said drag,
ask me a question, Jackie. Ask me a question.
But they condemn it.
Can you condemn Daniel Sando, who is a small brother of mine, who, by the way, works, I don't know if he's chief of staff to Yomli. He wrote on Facebook that they would drag the president's ass. Excuse my language. They would drag the president's ass on the street. This is not a gangster paradise. You don't threaten the sitting president of the Republic of Liberia, whether it's Joe Boyka or George Weah. You don't do that. You have a right. You know, look, let me say this. And this is why people get upset and, oh, Ben, listen. I have my issues with this government. And I've said over and over that when it comes to protecting the democracy of our country, nothing supersedes that. I saw a bunch of people the other day, crazy people playing some old tape about me saying, you know, they're very good at cutting and pasting, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to elevate that. But when you come out and you threaten the country and you threaten the peace of the country, I saw a statement from the Unity Party today. I didn't think it was strong enough, but, you know, good step in the right direction. If they didn't think this was a problem, they would not have issued a statement, Jackie. A statement was issued today or yesterday with the Secretary General signing it. How do you threaten the president of the country? How do you threaten the country, the peace and security of the country? In this country we live in, if you issue any threat to the president of the United States, you will get a call from the Secret Service. Any threat you issue against the life of the president of this country.
And Jackie knows that very well.
And you know that. These people, the desperation for power has gone in their brain. Like Mariah said on the show the other day, no one has an inheritance to the presidency. If Joseph Boyka wins that presidency, he will be my president. I will respect him as my president. I will disagree with him, like I disagree with George Weah. The tapes that you see passing around playing, yes, I've disagreed with George Weah. I said harsh things to him, but never have I threatened his life or threatened his presidency. You don't do that. If Joseph Boyka was president of Liberia today, with all of the disagreements we have, will it be a good thing for us to say we would drag Joseph Boyka in the streets? Come on, man. Or because of an election? This is wrong. Every well-meaning Liberian should condemn this. I saw the Unity Party statement dressing there. You talk about Anthony Cassidy, a big brother of mine, talking about if when UP was in power, did anybody subvert UP 12 years? Come on.
If CDC said a lot of things. So 12 years.
Listen.
Okay.
So Jackie, let's give it.
What are you talking about?
Let's say CDC. Okay, let's give you where you say CDC said a lot of things. Does that mean UP should say it?
Yeah, but
if you claim to be the change, if you claim to be different, so Liberty Party.
So why are you
I let her use Liberty Party as an example. Because no one felt more injured in 2017 than the Liberty Party. I'm not talking about the renegades you got running behind you. I'm talking about the real Liberty Party.
Why are you calling it more renegades for?
They are renegades because they're passing around impersonating. So I call them renegades. I serve as national chairman of that party. I am the current national chair for the advisory council. Your people, you have people masquerading as executive of our party, and they're not. So I call them renegades. Until they stop, I will not stop calling them renegades. But I want to say this. I had a conversation today with high-ranking members of the diplomatic community and the national security. Listen, I felt good today after those conversations. All the buggers have been monitored. All the buggers, and I call them buggers. All the buggers. If you threaten the country,
including CDC and CPP, all of them monitor.
Let me finish now.
But don't say when you say buggers, say everybody, including us, being monitored.
Listen. The last time I checked, CPP was not threatening to burn the country down. The
last
time I checked, Ellis Cummings did not say The last time I checked, Ellis Cummings did not say if he doesn't win the country, the election, the country will not have a country. The last time I checked. So I'm not calling. So and guess what? Let me state for the record.
Then you see that your propaganda. He did not say if I don't win. He said if the election is rigged.
Jackie, the day Ellis Cummings or any member, the day Ellis Cummings or any member of the CPP threatened the states, they will hear from me. They will hear from me.
Well, we didn't threaten the states.
Yes, you guys did. Yes, you did.
We did not threaten any.
Prince Johnson threatened Arab Spring.
Let me tell you something.
Prince Johnson threatened Arab Spring. DMB threatened that if we will not have a country. Daniel Sanders said we would drag the president in the streets. Condemn that, Jackie. I'm asking you to condemn. Okay, Jackie, can you condemn the statement from a senior staff in Senator Lawrence's office? Daniel is a brother of mine, and I will call him.
Ben,
can you condemn that?
I can't. Wow, Caro, see what they said my first. I have
to say for you. No, wait. Listen, I'm opening in the chat room. I'm opening in the chat room.
We have a habit of providing
put it on the screen.
It's a half-truth.
Y'all put it on the screen, please.
Jackie, stop it, man.
That way,
put it on the screen.
We come and we say half of the truth and the whole truth.
But so Jackie, in the chat room.
Context, if he said what he said.
Studio, please check the chat room and you'll put a statement up on the screen. Let Jackie condemn it.
John Lewis, who died.
Please Jackie, do not insult John Lewis. Do not insult John Lewis' memory. Please do not insult John Lewis' memory with the foolishness that's going on in Liberia.
Why the people waiting for your presentation? You allow me to talk. John Lewis, if you go to the Atlanta airport, there's a section there with all his everything from him about him. It says the title is Good Trouble.
Look at trouble. I mean, Jackie, Jackie, I'm ashamed of you. Jackie, you know I love you. Jackie, you know I love you. You know you are my sister. But please do not do this to us tonight.
You want to call them trouble. But we will say good trouble, as John Lewis said.
So dragging the president, according to Daniel Sanders, dragging the president ass on the street is good trouble? Is that what you're saying, Jackie?
Figure of speech is saying.
Jackie, are you serious?
Daniel Sanders said it.
Are you serious?
Physically. But Daniel Sanders got the power to go physically drag somebody in the street. Really?
Wow.
If he said it, I haven't seen it. It could be a figure of speech.
Studio, I have put the thing in the chat room. Y'all please put it up so Jackie can condemn it.
But here it is, Ben. Here it is.
Jackie, I wonder what has happened to you. What have these people done to you, Jackie? What have these people done to you?
You are a member of the opposition. Why are you not calling the
I am a Liberian before I am an opposition member.
Briefings.
Jackie, I am a Liberian first.
To be transparent.
Jackie, I am a Liberian first. Jackie, I said this over and over. Maybe you don't hear me say this. Let me repeat what. Jackie, I want to say this to you. I am a Liberian before I'm a liberty partisan. I'm a Liberian before.
I'm a patriot.
No, apparently you are a unity partisan before you are Liberian.
Don't even try that. Don't even try that. Ben Sanvee. Let me give you one example. When Ebola hit Liberia, what did people say? The Liberian people say the government,
dancing all around it.
Lying.
Dancing all around it.
The government not telling the truth. The government brought Ebola into the country.
And we condemn that.
I sat in some of those meetings. The meeting was not the decision of the Liberian government, including the late Gwenigali. It was not to say, let's go carry out and call these people troublemakers. The decision, there was thorough, there was in-depth conversation. What is causing these people to say these things, and what do we need to do about it?
So there's an excuse.
They came out with a communication team on messaging to speak to the Liberian people. Instead of the government and people like you, Ben, you should be turning to the CDC government and say, CDC, your citizens have concerns.
Jackie.
So therefore, please, y'all go in your war room and look at these concerns and come out like we did during Ebola time with the right messaging and briefing so that these people don't have these concerns going into election day. This is what a responsible government that knows how to properly govern does with their citizens. Because the
Jackie?
last time I checked, under our constitution, the people have a right to speak and to express their concerns.
Jackie, let me say this to you, my sister.
And I repeat,
But
Joseph
Jackie,
William
you
Boyka
finish
is a
talking, I
man
listen to
of
you.
peace.
Jackie, I listen to you. That Jackie a Ben show. God, no Tommy soon call the two or just now. Because he getting ready. God, see it on his face. When you see that his country hot tenny, so kind of way that he ready to call the two of us off. But Jackie, you know I love you. You know how much I care for you. You know you're my favorite on this
And
platform.
the vodka me. Let me
You know you're my favorite on this platform. You know how far we go.
uh-huh.
Jackie, but I am worried that these people have done something to you. I'm telling you. Because the Jackie that I know, the Jackie McCay that I know, I'm praying for this election to come and go so I can have my Jackie back. The Jackie that I know will not try to spin this thing. Will not try to spin this thing. This is wrong. This is outrageous. This was reckless. And this was irresponsible. Totally irresponsible. There has to be some clarity on this issue. And for me, like I said, elections will come and elections will go. If Joseph Boyka gets elected president of Liberia, he would be my president. He would be my president. No one should threaten our peace over an election. No one should do that.
And I include
We will have disagreements with leaders. We will have disagreements with government. I have said, I'm on record on this show, the CDC government has a responsibility to ensure that these elections are free, fair, and transparent. But I will also state, it is not normal or acceptable for people in the opposition, whether it's CPP or Unity Party or any other party, to threaten the security of our state only because they're trying to win an election. Only because they think at the end of the day, Jackie, I kept warning y'all on this show that these big crowds you are seeing people polling, it's not what win elections. Take it from me. I was national chairman of Liberty Party. We polled big crowds in 2017. When they were calling those results on that day, I was putting my hand on my head. It's about who are registered to vote. It's about who get the voters to the polls. That's what the Unity Party should be focused on. And stop crying wolf. Stop crying wolf. If you have, like Musa said yesterday, if you have any evidence to show that the government is about to rig this election, share it with us. Share it with the opposition. Put it in the public. Don't just come around and start beating war drum in a traumatized society already and think that at the end of the day, you will scare people into submission. And let me say, like I said, I had a conversation today with some members of the diplomatic community. The people are watching. They are monitoring. Somebody
everybody, including
America,
CDC.
well, let me finish. Somebody buggers that sitting down in America here doing live and instigating our people. The people watching y'all.
Including
they will
CDC.
deport y'all. They will deport y'all back to Liberia. And y'all won't cause trouble in Liberia. Y'all will go to Liberia and cause trouble there. The ones in Liberia, some of them are in Liberia, they're warlords. They will arrest them. The days of these people bamboozling our people and re-rolling them in the name of power, those days are gone and they are done with. We will not go back to war in Liberia. We will have an election. That election, we will demand it to be free, fair, and transparent. If we have issues, we will exhaust the legal remedy in our country, and our country will go on.
But the last time we did that, a judge got impeached. The last time we went to the Supreme Court, the judge got impeached because of that.
As we wait the chairman to come on, let me say this. Let us be reminded, Liberia burned herself in the ashes of self-destruction many years ago.
That child did not speak really.
Like the furnace, but we believe that she shall rise again to worlds unknown. But again, let us be mindful that we want to study war no more. We want to preach peace. And in his address to the United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday, President George Manneh, we have said that He has showed the international community of a free, transparent, fair, and inclusive presidential elections. And this will be the first time Liberia since the war we are organizing our own elections with our own security. So we know we have challenges, but let us be mindful that the words that we're using, people can take in a different interpretation. At the end of the day, our country can go into flame, and we cannot afford to go through what we have gone through. The national community spent a lot of money to get us where we are today, and we're still struggling. Challenges are still there, and honestly, the war come. I mean, any trouble come, it won't be easy for on this side. But those who are making these threats should be mindful that they will be held responsible, accountable for the utterances. And I was just informed that this week I expect the international stakeholders and the partners to come up with a strong statement cautioning
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me,
all
Tomalin. It's
parties
coming.
to
It's
exercise maximum restraint and use the
coming.
mechanism in place to address the issues they have with the election. So the chairman will soon be appearing. Waiting for him in a moment. He'll be coming on. But Keff Hassan, you just joined us. You haven't said anything.
Yeah, let me say hi to everybody. You know, when it comes to war, of people who preaching war into that country, I feel that we shouldn't, even laugh whether Jackie is a female or what. I don't think we should laugh. I think we should be serious with it because where the Unity Party want to take this country, if we sit down and allow him and laugh about it, somebody will die tomorrow on the street. Even if one person lose their life, that's too many. It's not a laughing matter. If you back destruction of our people, I'm sorry, I will not call someone my sister or brother if you want to back the destruction in our country. I will not do that. I will not do that.
Yeah,
because no, look, seriously, Ben, that country, like the president said, will be no more rebel checkpoints. Will be no more rebel checkpoints. Will be no more. Akara's Grace said, "We'll give Beto Liberia." He spent Christmas Day in jail. Costa was slept in jail. Molu jail. A matter of fact, the Unity Party government at that time opened fire on civilians at the party headquarters. So when Jackie is saying, "Oh, CDC did this," come on, CDC were killed. Akara's good slept in jail. Molu slept in jail. Koji slept in jail. Aaron Costa jail. Everybody. Our stand-up bearer, George Weah, at that time, car was shot on. There was a bullet hole on his helmet. So we gotta be very serious with this thing. When the stand-up bearer of the Unity Party saying will be no Liberia, 1989 Christmas Eve, we thought it was joke. We thought it was joke. We heard people were crossing into Butuo. That was Christmas Eve. Everybody thought it was a joke. Less than a year, the whole country. Less than a year at that time, the whole country. Those were killed September 9. The entire city. So I think it's upon us all to be serious with this. Joe Buckeye, you like it or you don't like it, he got followers. He got followers. Benjamin, he got followers. They'll listen to him. You remember after the You remember after the Samuka? Incident, they threw a petrol bomb at NEC office. So if we play with it, and people out there listening, they're ready to come out and kill somebody. But there will be no more rebel checkpoints. And I would say this to Joe Buckeye and his followers, including Darius DeLong, Daniel Sando, all the guys. If you're called for any destruction to that nation, you'll be handcuffed. You will be cuffed seriously to that nation. Because Liberians will not take it on. That McCay woman will leave a McCay again to run again. Our sisters then will be prostitutes again. We cannot laugh with this thing. It's painful. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. So I will not joke. I will. Jackie knows. She's a mother. She knows. She knows. She aware of the destruction. But again, because she lived in this country, she was not in Liberia when people were suffering. She was not there. Jackie can't feel the pain that those people they're feeling. She don't understand what it means to sleep on the streets. She don't understand to stand in the refugee camp and waiting for Red Cross to come and feed you. You don't understand when you're in a no-man country, you don't have a sleeping place that night.
Kev, you are in a war. You call him.
You don't understand.
You are not there.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? I lost family members. I almost lost my life.
Some of us that were. Let me tell you this story. Let me tell you this story. When we left, when we left,
because you don't know Liberia more than I do.
Jackie, can you please? When you left, you can answer me. You can answer me when I finish. When we left, went to Conakry, Guinea, we were arrested because they said we were part of the Scorpion unit. It's the name George Manuel Weah that freed us that evening. It's the name George Manuel Weah that freed us. So, Jackie, you don't know a damn thing about what happened in our country because you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, watch it.
Keff.
I would not have you talking about the word damn in the same sentence.
What is that?
Respect each other on this show yet. Is the bug with disrespect will stop on this show yet.
Can't do that, man.
You are wrong, but you should not.
Don't further hard. Don't use
You're
that word.
good. Don't do
Keff,
that.
don't use that word.
Never repeat that again. What's wrong with you, Kev? Something must be wrong with you today.
But anyway, look, 16 days to go.
I'm serious. Will anybody back in the destruction of lives in Liberia?
You need to apologize.
Liberia, I will not apologize for anything because Liberia deserves better. Our people deserve better.
Yeah,
you open your eyes and see our sisters. We open your eyes, see our sisters for doing things that they're not supposed to do.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, the choice of word was bad.
We don't learn to respect each other on this show, yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
We talk the issues and we stick to the issues. Nobody here coming to try to be disrespectful to each other on this show.
Yeah, let me state that. I mean, I think
must be wrong with you, Kev.
We all get passionate on this show, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, but it doesn't give us the right to to use denigrating words on each other, especially as panelists. So we want to be very clear about that. I think that was totally out of line. So let's proceed and
the chairman is our chairman should be coming any moment from now. We have a miscommunication at the time, but I think he's getting ready. But 16 days to go, and look, with the NEC will come up next week. So I heard that we're giving the voters final rule for the voters. And right now, I was told over the weekend that they are now training observers and party agents and so forth. And person speaking on this of anonymity, they said that each party by law will have 2 observers, how do you call them, a poll watcher at every poll or every polling place. And in case, so that means talking about more than 10,000 plus. So the election is expensive though, and you have more than 10,000 plus. So just in case somebody tired, you want to go to the bathroom, the other person will take over.
11,780.
Yeah, so I mean, so each party will have that amount of persons, and and it's expensive. So that everybody getting ready, and the thing is that in our law, election law says that after elections, NEC got 2 weeks to announce the official result. But because of technology now, by the night, by October, the night of October 10, in early hours of October 11, we'll know exactly where the election is heading. We'll know by that time. And I'm sure by the NEC, by the NEC will announce the official results by no later than the 15th, but that Friday. We'll know the 2 parties to go. I can tell you for a fact, I don't see nobody going on one round. So you know who's going to the second round and so forth. And if there's no legal issue now, because somebody asking me whether election will be held in December, no. Because the last time was because of the legal issues that's because of the Bromskin race. So it took them time to go to the Supreme Court, and then as the election ended in December. I remember President Weah was announced president-elect on December 27th of 2017. So after by that time, nobody make no legal issues. I think 2 weeks after 2 weeks, they will start announce the campaign opening for the runoff, and hopefully by the end of October, we should have either a re-elected president or a new president of Liberia. That's what we should be praying for and wishing that we get to that point. And other countries are moving and want to move forward. We cannot allow anything to come and disrupt and carry us backwards. I don't think it's the right thing for us to do. Let us all use our platform and preach peace and unity, peace and so forth. That's why Ben said, if any side threaten the peace of our country, we should condemn it. We should not be selective. Condemn it. That's why it's important that we don't spin it. We don't put politics on people's lives. So a lot of people depend on the future of elections to make sure that their voices are heard and things move forward. But guys, before the chairman comes on, I just want to ask you guys. We'll go around the table. Tell us about somebody. What's that? Peabody, will start with you first. Let's tell us in 1 minute. Tell us about what you expect to hear from Chairman Bility tonight. What you know about him and that role he is playing in this process, so forth.
What I expect to hear from the chairman tonight. We decided to do this. Who Musa is? A lot of people don't know him as that he's a businessman. Everybody just see him as a politician. And a lot of people don't know him as a humanitarian, the Musa Ability Foundation. And so is for him to come up and share with us what his political ambition is, what he would do if he become elected, but also as a businessman, how did he come up? Where did he grow up? I know he's from Nima, he's from Sakopie. The love of just going back to Sakopie and bringing development or representing his people. How he decided to go into politics? He's a businessman. What does he do? What the business that he's involved in? People just hear the name Musa Bility, they don't know him, but we really want to know who Chairman Bility is, and what is his plan if elected as representative. So we're looking forward to a very healthy and beautiful conversation.
Chairman Sanvee, you know Bility more than everyone of us here. You work with him closely. In fact, you chair of the Liberty Party Advisory Committee. And tell us, who is Musa Bility?
It depends on who you ask. To some people, he's Well, let me say this. To some people, he's a great guy. To some people, he's everything that should not be. But the man that I've come to know is a fighter. He's someone who believes strongly in what he believes in. He will fight for his beliefs. And he's somebody you want to go to war with. You know, one of the things that I always tell people, Musa is someone you want to go to war with. He's someone you don't want to go to war against, but you want to go to war. You want him on your side, because at the end of the day, he is very determined. He knows what he wants. He goes for what he wants, and he is very strategic. Look, there is no script when it comes to Liberian politics. There is no script when it even comes to dealing with Liberians as a whole. We're a special kind of people, very special. And so those of us who are in the limelight, those of us who are in the public space, you need to have kind of like the mindset of a Musa Bility to be able to survive, where people will have their opinions of you only because it suits them at a particular point in time. You know, sometimes when I see some of the people that I see abusing Musa today and criticizing him are some of the people who I saw working with him in 2011. Let's not forget, Musa was the chair of the Monserrato campaign for the Unity Party. He was the one who led the fight to get Ellen Johnson Sirleaf re-elected. And 99% of the people today who you see abusing him are some of the people who were hailing him. The only crime Musa has committed today is that he's not supporting the Unity Party. And the thing is, when he made a decision to come to the Liberty Party, before he joined the Liberty Party, there were people in the Liberty Party who were criticizing Musa, who felt he was all these things until he came over. I know the story. You know, Costa said, man can't talk all. But there's a lot. I told somebody the other day, I said, I think it was Musa I told the other day, I said, we need to write a book. We need to write a book. And anyway, maybe not write a book. Maybe we need to do a docu-series, because Liberians don't like to read. You know, they say if you want to hire something from Liberian, man, write it down. If you want them to know, talk it. Right? So we need to do a docu-series. But I think he's a great guy. He's a great husband. He's a father. He's someone who I know cares for his country deeply, cares for his people. You told me you were there with me when we went to Saclay-Pied, and to see what he has done in Saclay-Pied, the transformation, you know, the love for country, the love for his district, investing, putting his money where his mouth is, or putting his mouth where his money is, whichever way it fits. But I'm excited to have a conversation with him today, not because he's a friend, but because I know at the end of the day, he cares for the country. He's far from perfect. He's made his share of mistakes. But what I have seen and what I know is a man who wants to see things done differently. And it doesn't mean that he's always right. I have my differences with Musa. We fight almost all the time. But at the end of the day, it's about having respect for one another. And that is my message to our people today. You know, Tomalin, before I leave, in 30 seconds, I give this back to you. I had a conversation today with a strong Unity partisan. Somebody who's always commenting. He's a good friend. I mean, great, strong supporter of this show, by the way. And how did I have this conversation with him today? He tagged me in, I think Jeremiah Kun arrived in Ganta today, and there was this huge welcome for him in Ganta. And so you know how when you go on the live and you tag the person, right? So he tagged me, and then so I decided to call him. And when I called him, when he answered the phone, he said, wow, Chairman Ben, you call me all the hard time I can get you. I told him, I said, my brother, only the people that don't understand this thing take these things personal. And I laugh all the time when I see people having high blood pressure when it comes to politics. But long story short, Musa is someone you want on your side. And I can tell you this: even the people who saw him now on today, if he were to announce if he were to announce on the show right now that he going on the side, you will see Jackie jumping from at that place the place here right now. She would try to jump straight into his box to get him a hug. But that's the country we have, and we can't do anything about it. But I'm looking forward to having a very frank discussion with him.
Yeah, Jackie, what are your thoughts about Chairman Bility?
Well, let me first of all say that I knew of Musa and got to know him about him somewhat on the show. And for the most part, when he's on the show, we laugh, joke, what we talk, business matters, political matters, on behalf of the Liberian people. But what I do know of him, yeah, he's been there with United Party for those 12 years. His business also became very successful under the United Party-led government. Today, he remains a successful businessman, which sometimes you ask, why would a successful businessman? It's a legitimate question. Want to go into politics? Why not remain? Which is one of the questions I was asking, because I'm sure a lot of people ask that if you're a successful businessman. At the same time, he comes with his own controversy in the news, regarding the RIA. Everybody knows about it, the road fund, FIFA, and what have you. But it's always a pleasure having him here on the show and speaking with him. So I look forward to talking to him.
Okay, Kev, quickly, the chairman is in the back, so just quickly tell us what your thoughts before we bring him on.
Okay, my thoughts about Musa, right? We started off on a rocky, side, especially during the Liberty Party. Their stuff were going on, but at that time, I believe Yombly and Delon. So I was kind of believing them, until I get to know the real truth into that, and then I realized that Musa was following the law, because I was like, okay, Musa this, Musa that, because we started. I used to on my former network. I used to attack Musa based on that. But when I started the issue, get to know the issue, then I realized Musa was doing the right thing. Matter of fact, I realized that Musa was even saving the Liberty Party. So I get to know certain things. So because of that, I believe that people who want to follow the law, people who want Liberia to be a place that we can live and follow the right thing, or do the right thing. So I even though he's an opposition to me, I don't agree with his politics. But then I decide to say, okay, I was fooled by Yombly and Delon, because I thought they were on the right side. I thought Musa was the guy who was splitting, the Liberty Party. But when I get to know the truth, and I do have respect for him, I don't subscribe to his politics. I don't believe that Musa and the CPP are folks who supposed to lead this country. But I also believe that he's a gentleman, and he always uses a word. The law is the law, and that's what I believe also.
Okay, with that being said, let us now receive the chairman of the Collaborating Political Parties, CPP, Chairman Musa Hassan Bility. Mr. Chairman, good to be with you again. Good to see you. How's everything going with you? How's the family? How's your health? How's the campaign trail?
Campaign trail is good. Good evening, gentlemen and lady. Sunday. I've just taken a break from campaign. I'm going back on the campaign trail maybe in another 2 hours. For the next 2 weeks, we don't intend to. We have allocated 4 hours every day to sleep. The rest of it, we're on the move. So we're going to a town tonight. We're going to spend the night there. I'm going to visit a couple of maybe let me see, 3-4 towns tonight, and everything is ready. You and I had a small mix-up, Tomalin, on the time, so I thought I had a little bit. I thought I had 1 more hour, only for me to realize that I don't. But I'm grateful. I'm very grateful to God. I'm grateful to our country, for giving all of us the opportunity to be able to agree and then this, it's always better that way than war or talk of war. So I'm happy to be here amongst you guys. You live in a country where there's freedom, even though that freedom was fought for by other people. Well, you're enjoying it, but I do feel that you cherish our freedom as well as a country. So I'm happy to be your company tonight.
Thank you, Chairman Bility. Chairman Musa Hassan Bility, the humanitarian, the businessman, the chairman, the representative aspirant, the politician. Musa, look, I know the first time I came, I got to, we weren't close, but back in the days at Zion Community College, when I was attending there too, you used to go for classes there. I think you're in the criminal justice area, I think, if I'm mistaken, or somewhere.
No, no, you can't.
You can't, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, because whenever I go to class, yes. So we were back there. A long time, man. I saw you back just in those days. But Musa, look, it's been a long time, and people have been asking, you've been in the news for a long time, but tell us briefly, man, who is Musa Hassan Bility? Liberian people they've been hearing, but people don't really get to know your story. But tell us, how you got to where you are today.
Well, like you said, Musa Hassan Bility. I was born in Secretary. I happen to be in my hometown right now. Spent most of my childhood life here. Went to early education here until the war. Interestingly, until the war, I was living in Nimba throughout. Here, I went to various schools, Christian school mostly. I started at the Muslim school, but I've always wanted, in my life, I grew up trying to try something else. And one of the things I wanted to do was to go to Christian school, because most of my friends were Christian. At that time, it had less emphasis on religion. So, I wanted to focus. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to go and learn book and be somebody. So I followed my friends. I went to Christian school. I left Nimba. I went on to Monrovia. The war caught up with me there. The rest is just a story of struggle, trials and tribulation, near life and death situation. Facing death during the war, being arrested, escorted to be shot dead, and then being saved by a passing friend who recognized me, to meeting Sheikh Kafumba Kone, who is from Seklepie, who then introduced me to Clifford Flemister, who then introduced me to Amos Sawyer, who brought me, under his arm in the Duke, introduced me to politics. I was writing papers for him, writing reporting on the war, the Vera Warring faction, gathering intelligence, working with the government and the ECOMO people to gather political intelligence as to where people are thinking, where who is thinking, and trying to influence them to bring peace to the country. Um, Going on to leave all of that, go back to school, graduated uh, with an associate degree. Later on, spent a couple of years in the United States studying international business. Came back, completed my college degree. I'm not a very educated man, and given the trail of my family, the struggle of my family, I wanted to start life quite fast. So I jumped into business. I started selling gas in a can to Kawe. Interesting at Tomalin. The late place I used to sell gas in Kawe stayed there. Right where they used to have the central bank branch, right there was a gas station. It belonged to a friend of mine. My brother introduced me to him. And then one day I said, hey man, I don't want to be selling gas. I want to be bringing gas in the country. And then my friend said to me, Musa, something wrong with you. You don't even have a gas station. Then you say you want to bring ship. And that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to do nothing small. And I said, how? So I started contacting. I have a few Nigerian friends who are some friends. And I started thinking, wow, I show up in the bank. Remember during the interim government, we had a good relationship with AB Bank. So I knew General Yes. And then the other manager by the name of Tom Jeffrey. And I went to them and said, look, I got a guy who's going to bring me fuel. Hey, long story short, struggled through that, brought my first ship of petroleum. Just as I brought it, Charles Taylor jumped on it and took it away from me. And that was my first attempt to business. It was shattered. And then, hey, continue, never stopped. And here I am today. I'm very, very pleased with myself economically. My life is okay as compared to many people. I have a business that is, easily worth at least $60-70 million. I have a real estate that is around maybe 30 million. I'm happy. I have good revenue. I make money. I spend it the way I want to spend it. I really spend it beyond politics because I love to invest in the future of this
I mean,
country.
let me ask that many questions after it. Yeah. Please,
And,
I want you to ask the question. Don't get rid of nobody else.
and Tony, I'm happy. I did a lot of first in business. I was the first Liberian to ever bring cement in Liberia. Besides Cementco, I was the first person to break the cement monopoly. I was the first to build my own terminal, petroleum terminal, worth over 30 million United States dollars. I was the first Liberian to also supply the United Nations system. It was always controlled by foreign companies. I broke in there and I was supplying the United Nations system with petroleum worth 7 million United States dollars every month. I did that for a couple of years. I supplied the United States Embassy with fuel for over a year. I've tried everything. And here we are. One thing I've come to conclude is that if the government ain't right, if the system is not right, no matter how much you try in the private sector, it's never ever going to be right. So I decided that instead of struggling and letting other people decide what happens to my wealth, we will get in there and fix it so that everybody just like in America. You can hit Joe Biden, you have your business, nobody's going to come after you. Or you can hit Donald Trump, you have your business, nobody's going to come after you. That's the country we envisage. That's the Liberia we see. And I can guarantee you that is the Liberia we're going to get. So, hey, I'm a little bit open, except to Ben, to answer as many questions.
No, I didn't next.
Yes, that's Musa Hassan Bility. This is Musa Hassan Bility. Yes, as I bring Benny, this is a man who he have more than 1,000 of Liberians in his employ that get the daily bread through him. I was in Liberia and I saw it for myself. But again, Ben, go ahead.
Musa, let me ask you one question. So all the causing the people can cause me and you.
Yeah.
You worth all that million. You can send me 1 million. Send me 1 million. So when they causing me too, I can no, but let me say this. You know how proud I am of you and what you've accomplished. My question is very simple. I'm not gonna stay for the whole show. I gotta take your nieces somewhere, so you know that story. But I felt it was important that I start the show. I want to know something. I know you to be a fighter all your life. I mean, you've explained your life story to me personally. I mean, I know things that a lot of people don't know about you. And it's a story of a fighter. It's a story of someone who is determined. It's a determined person, not taking no for an answer. I want to know where you get that spirit from. You know, it's almost like you. It's not like you like trouble, but you know how to fight. You know, and I think it is essential. And I would say something that I do admire a lot, to be quite honest with you, because being in Liberian politics and being Liberia as a whole, you got to be able to fight for people not to take advantage of you. Where do you get that spirit from? And when did you start to see it? When did you start to see that part of you? You know,
Ben, interestingly, growing up after the war, I had lost my mother. I was very, very close to my mother. So psychologically, I was down. I used to get books and read. And the whole day I would be in the house. Then my sister would bring food and say, "Here's your food. I will eat. I don't want to talk to anybody for days." And then my father came to me one day and said, "Musa, I'm worried about you." He said, "Well, I think something, maybe you are going crazy." You know, my father and I used to have good relations. I'm worried that you don't think we should seek psychological help for you. You're just sitting here. You're not doing anything. You're just reading. And I looked in my father's face and I said, "Look, I'm preparing for the world. And I want to be prepared. And when I leave your house, I don't want to come back. So I'm okay. I'm fine. I just want you to know that I'm fine." Then, growing up in Limba County, I used to be with my mother on the farm. In the evening, the relationship between me and my mother was so intense that I would finish school on Friday and I would walk to the village. The distance from the village to Seclipier is like from Ray Light to City Hall, and if you put it in perspective. And my mother would wait by the roadside, not for car because we couldn't afford transportation, but for people who are just walking by. So when she sees them, she say, "Where are you people going?" Because that's how it used to be in those days. People would say, "Oh, we're going Seclipier." He said, "Okay, can my son just work in your company to reach. So we survive in those wars. Then when you start working with the people afraid, you are afraid. So I will drive a little bit from them. They are in front of me. And then later on, as things get closer, I realize that they are harmless. And then sometimes you're lucky you meet with people that know you, know your parents. But we grew up in that fighting world. And then my exposure to politics happened in the face of the bullet with Amos Sawyer, with Charles Taylor, and the whole world. And one of the things that I learned from Dr. Sawyer was that you can only get what you want if you fight for it. And I told him one day, where do you get that spirit from? He said, look at Israel as a country. Israel is surrounded by 100% surrounded by hostile countries. It has survived since 1947. None of those countries are dealing with it because you have to be in a fighting mode, man. You have to be able to tell people that I don't want to fight, but if you bring fight, I'm ready for it. So fighting, I don't want it, man. I never ever start a fight. If you look at the history of me and all the people who fight, I never start a fight. But to draw back, it takes so much from me. I don't even know how to do it. But Ben, one thing I can tell you from today, I never start a fight that I can't win.
Oh no, that one I know.
Yeah. If I know that I cannot win a fight, I will never start it. If you see me in a fight, just know that I will win that fight. But beyond the one that I'm fighting, there are many more fights that I avoid simply because I know I cannot fight. I cannot win. Only the ones that you see Osa and then you see me fighting, and then people think, oh, Musa just like to fight. I don't like to fight. Nobody likes to fight. But Ben, I don't like to sit down home like this, thinking that somebody has taken from me what belongs to me. It has no space in my head. Even you, Ben, you used to do it to me in the water party. Take advantage of me as chairman, you know? And I would say, okay, is that how you want it? Okay, let us fight. We fought many times because it makes you a better person. I never like to go to war, Ben. That's why when I hear people talking about war today, I don't think they know what war is, Ben. They don't remember anymore, or they never suffered.
Yeah.
You know, when we could not afford food to eat, when children were sitting on the street in Mama Point, you know that place where USIS used to be. I forgot about that street, man. Is that what they call CRD Road?
CRD, yeah, I think that's CRD Road.
That's the road where the children were sitting down, hungry for food, and they stayed there and died. You never remember the word they call porridge.
Mm-hmm.
That food. You never remember what we call
palm cabbage.
Food, eh?
Palm cabbage.
Palm cabbage.
Kesaoli
Freeport Junction. The quota to Freeport Junction was completely covered with sugarcane straw because sugarcane became the only food in that area at that time. Nothing must make us to think of a war. My brother, and I can tell people that if you think that you're going to bring war and run away, nobody's going to run away.
Exactly.
So
Musa,
let
me ask you my second question, and then I will let the guys, because like I said, I have to run. Studio, please put this thing up. Please put the post up. I need to. It's important. It's personal to me because this has something to do with an attachment to me and Musa. So please put this up. So Musa, this is Daniel Sando, our own Pigin Daniel Sando. And I say our Pigin Daniel Sando because it's true. It's not something. And Daniel know he's a small brother to us. We've had our differences and fights, but you've seen this. We have heard you. He was responding to Costa. However, go and tell George Weah that, like Samuel Doe, he would not live to tell the story if he attempts to criminally subvert the will of the Liberian people. Mark my word. And the one that really struck me was the one where he responded to somebody and said, Chenko, let him try and steal the election. Then would drag his ass in the streets. He was talking to the president of Liberia. Studio, you can take it down or you can keep it there while I ask Musa. I think he can hear me. Musa, one of the things that I know, those of us who were under the tutelage of Charles Bromskin, and let's be fair, we all have, like you rightly said, we've had our share of differences. One of the beauty about Liberty Party, we used to fight like hell, but not a day you will hear it in the public. One of the things that I know we were taught, and we were taught very well, was the respect for authority, the respect for the rule of law. And like you rightly said, this issue of people not knowing war and people not understanding the consequences of war and the price that people have paid. The only war that I did not witness in Liberia was the last one, the 2003 one, the one that Taylor left Liberia. I left Liberia in the year 2000. So I was there for all of the other wars. My father was kidnapped. Many people don't know this. My late father was kidnapped. And for 2 years during the war, we thought he was dead. And so I understand and I know what it means. You know, he was kept with two of my aunts in a container in Fender by rebel forces. So I want to know something from you. What runs through your mind when you see this? Especially somebody coming from someone like Daniel Sando, who has a Liberty Party attachment. There's some foundation there. And this is not what the Liberty Party is about. This is not what we're about. We were very strong. We were taught to do things the right way. If we don't agree, we go to the courts and we take our case there. As difficult as it was in 2017, you and me know we were in that room. Most of the conversations, we were there. And even the decision for Councillor Bromskin to get up that day to go and make that speech to say he accepted that he disagreed with the results, with the Supreme Court judgment, but he respects it. It took a lot. I want you to talk about that and then expand on this notion of people saying that if they don't win an election, the whole country is just what it is. I want you to expand on that.
Okay, so long shot, Ben. Like I said, Daniel Sando is very young. He has not seen the scourges of war. He's very, very young. If you take out 33 years from his age, he was a toddler when war was raging. And so it reminds me of where the Unity Party is right now and where it needs to be. And I don't, on this war issue, Ben, I don't believe that the Unity Party as an institution supports anything that will bring war to Liberia. What I see is that if the Unity Party is not careful, the very thing that led us into splitting up the CPP, trying to satisfy these parochial interests and individual with their individual interests and make them happy, therefore allow them to say things that you will have to take responsibility for and run your organization into trouble. None of us, Ben, not you, not me, will accept an election, not the international community, will accept an election that is fraudulent. You don't have to say anything more than that. The world will not accept a fraudulent election. That government will not be acceptable. That result will not be acceptable. And therefore, there's no need for you to begin to take us back and threaten a president. The presidency, for me, and it should be for all of us, is an institution that we all must respect. Because after all, it is what we all seek. And so, everybody need to take a hard ground here and try to bring Daniel Sanvee. Nothing Daniel Sanvee said in that text bag surprises me of that young man. Honestly, he has no limit to what he says to people. And that he does not, unless the UP says so, but I honestly and sincerely believe that he does not represent the views and aspirations of the United Party. I disagree with the statement that the former vice president made, but it doesn't go down to the level of talking about when you don't threatening violence, saying that you would drag a president when you when you deem the election to be fraudulent. Then what is scary to me, I have to say, is that the Unity Party, we all sat down at the hotel 3 weeks ago and agreed to commit to one another to monitor and protect our vote together. It was a happy moment because all the parties were present and all the parties signed. And there was even a small clause, a little glimmer of hope, clause 9, that say, with this cooperation, second round, we will consider working together as opposition. With no commitment, but it was there. What bothers me and scares me and makes me to think otherwise is that 5 days later, when the party decided to get to work to come up with a structure that we all will be a part of to monitor and protect our election together, the Unity Party said it doesn't want to be a part of it. The Unity Party said, oh, no, we can't be part of this. We will monitor our own election by ourselves, and we'll share information with you if you guys want, but we cannot be part of anything that will collectively monitor the election. Sarah Beslow Yanti's view and our view and all the Conglo's view was that if there's fraud, then, and we together collectively determine that there's fraud, then our action to counter that fraud will become collective.
Which is stronger.
That agreement is stalled and literally dysfunctional today because after signing the agreement, the Unity Party say it doesn't want to be part of the technical aspect, which will allow us to form a team to do monitoring, evaluation, and protecting the vote together. Unity Party said, we have our system, we trust our system, we cannot mix up with the rest of you. Ben, to say that, and then with all of this coming out of your party saying, that is scary. Because at the end of the day, it would have been better if all the opposition will say either the election is fraudulent or it's okay. Now you alone have said that the country will cease to exist, or you will drag the president to the street, but that you alone going to determine whether or not there will nobody with you in the room to say, oh yeah, the election is fraudulent. That scared me. I still don't want to believe that the UP, and that's why I told the rest of the party, I said, let's contact the party at the highest level. The person who said this was the vice chair, and she said she represented the party, and since then we have not heard from the United Party. Now, there's all of these threats, and there's fear. Donald Trump said that the election was fraudulent. He was able to galvanize his supporter to try to overthrow the government. When you are a leader, your people believe you, whether it is true or false. Your people believe you, whether it is true or false. If we try to destroy the credibility of this election before it occurs, we are being unfair to our country, and we are being unfair to the peace and stability of the sub-region, because 400,000 quote-unquote Liberians will listen to the United Party if the United Party comes out without collaborating with anybody to say the election was fraudulent. Then number 2 point, allow me to do this. The Election Commission came to us that we must sign an MOU to allow the AFL to monitor the ballot. I informed my standard bearer that was dangerous and it had no basis under our law. The armed forces of Liberia is not subject to our civil proceeding. And if you get the thing to the army, and the army decide to cheat or change the ballot, you cannot take them to ordinary court, and you cannot stand with them in a military tribunal. You're taking the country to the wrong place. If CDC say they not get money, $4 million to conduct the election, then let them leave office. The government has a responsibility to provide money to provide. You don't sign that document. Ben, the United Party was the first to sign that document.
Really?
Yes. And the CPP say we would never sign that document. We would never allow the army to be part of our constitution. Ben, on my dead body, we allow the AFL to be part of our civil law. Because
breaking news tonight, yo.
It is dangerous. It is wrong. It should not happen. But the UP took it. The CPP said no. The army is not part of our how you call this? Our civil proceeding. If you vex with the army, what call you will tell them to ban?
Exactly.
UMCJ, they call it Uniform Code of Military
Justice. Yeah.
A civilian cannot
go there
to that proceeding, and an army officer
cannot be subject to the civilian proceedings. Yeah.
So if the AFL decide to say we're going to unstop the ballot and put other ballot there because we get it, what you will do? You're going to court and issue injunction on the AFL, and our brothers with all their legal minds agree to that trash. And again, I want to blame the Election Commission back. You see, the election commission, they invited all this onto themselves. You see, they almost took our party and gave it to Dillon and Yombly simply because they brought crowd in front of the election commission. You all remember? The election commission went into to try to rehear our case after Dillon and Yombly brought crowd in front of that behavior of succumbing to that small demonstration in front of them has landed them to where they are. Dillon is bringing now 200 people and don't put it there and say the demonstration in front of them. Then you talk to our brothers and sisters. This country is fragile. We can protect our vote. We can make sure that the voices of the Liberian people are heard. As opposition, we can all get together to demand a vote. Let us not threaten peace. Daniel Sano is bent to comment on Daniel Sano. To me, I'm sorry. It doesn't. He's totally irrelevant. That man does not even have an apartment to live in. He has nothing. He's nothing. In the greater scheme of things, he's nobody. That the person that says something. Ben, that man's statement don't move me. What moves me is that decision makers are sounding like they are aware that there will be fraud, and they are saying that if the fraud takes place, there will be violence. I brought it up to them in their faces. With Ambassador Bwaga sitting down, with George, we are sitting down. Last time at the ministerial complex, I said, Unity Party, we need your help. If you are aware that there's fraud going on, please let the rest of us know so that together we can fight it. But to continue to say that the election will be fraudulent without any proof, to render the election fraudulent without any proof, then is dangerous. Of course. Because the Unity Partisan will listen to you. If you tell them to get on the street, they will listen to you. If you tell them to burn houses, they will listen to you. If you tell them to build walls, they will listen to you. You do not control the outcome of your decision. So that's the danger. It's not Daniel Sano. It's the silence of the rest of the party to allow these people on the fringes to begin with that. I think the vice president misspoke. I honestly believe that he misspoke. I will not easily accept the fact that this is a violence. I don't know him to have a history of violence. But sometimes then in life, when you say something, it doesn't come out well. You should be strong enough to say, I missed it. Exactly. And then you move on.
I agree.
And I think that's what he should have done. And I will be surprised if he doesn't do that. Because of the fragility of our state, he should do that because that statement should not be coming from him. He cannot threaten the existence of this country because he determines that the election was fraudulent. Not necessarily that the election was fraudulent, but in this case, if he determines that the election was fraudulent, then he breaks law. It's not good. And I can tell you now, Ben, in the last 72 hours, my contact with the international community, they are upset.
Yeah. I had some conversations today myself.
They are very, very upset.
Yeah.
Just 30 minutes before I came on the show, I spoke to a very, very highly placed diplomat who told me that they don't even know what's going on, in the Unity Party. They don't even know why that statement was issued, why the DP made that statement. And they are also urging them to control their minions that are making these threatening statements so that we don't get to the verge of war.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome again. On the show, I'm calling you chair because I was told you, yeah, as a candidate, representative candidate.
But you can still call my name. Don't say welcome again.
The girl, she'll force it.
Yeah, man. Damn it, man.
How are you, Mr. Musa Hassan Bility?
I'm okay. Enjoying the fruit of my labor in
That's
settling
good.
my country.
You're in Nimba?
Yes.
That's good. So, yes,
And
one
by the way,
thing.
there's 24-hour electricity in my country.
What you said, 34 hours?
I mean 24 hours. Not LEC.
Yeah, that
All
is
over the place.
CSLG, right?
Yes, yes.
Thanks to the United Party-led
Oh,
government for that.
Jesus.
What he
Now you
knows,
make
guys. Mr. Bility,
Yes, ma'am.
we're talking about matters of concern. If you were to win the election as a representative, these are things that you will also be addressing, regardless of who win the election. But right now, you have matters concerning the drugs issue, which is really, we got a war on drugs that's facing Liberia right now. Our population is very small, mostly 65% youthful population. The situation with the guns, like I said earlier, even as late as Friday, somebody came through Guinea with some guns. We don't hear anybody talking about it. I understand that even the drug issue, somebody, I think Sam Sarion, ran away. That's what's in the news. That's what's in Front Page Africa. Not sure who that is. And the issue with the voter registration cards, we see those voter registration cards out there in the media that's floating around, somewhere discovered in Grand Jita and in other places. As a candidate, what do you have to say? Aren't these things a matter of concerns, and what are your thoughts, and what should be done regarding these matters?
Okay, first, all of the issues you raised, Jackie, they're very important, and they have impact on the credibility of the election. Absolutely, no question. That's why I wish we would have enhanced this agreement that we signed to protect our vote, because that's all part of the protect our vote issue. The other thing is that the Election Commission did not issue a date, not that I know of, and I can be corrected, as to when it will finally issue the final voter registration list. And I think that not doing that was wrong, if I'm correct. And if I'm not correct, if that the date has come and passed, then definitely
it was the 18th.
Okay. So, Jackie, these things we have to learn from our experiences. One of the reasons why we lost the Supreme Court rulings, they say when these things were happening, you had the authority, you had the option to take legal action. There are different kinds of rate. You have injunction, you have McDonald's, you have different kinds of rate to ensure that these things happen. If the United Party wanted to go alone, they could have filed a lawsuit on the 19th. Whatever you do in this country today, Jackie, you have to be seen as following the law. Filed a writ of McDonald's to the Supreme Court to say the Election Commission should have issued the thing today. It did not do it. We are asking this court to mandate them to do it immediately. You have that option. You have not exhausted that option. We shouldn't think that the law cannot save us unless it proves that it cannot save us. So therefore, for me, this issue that you just raised, they're concerning. Our reaction to them should not be threat of violence. Our reaction to them is to take it, compile it. It's a violation of certain provisions in the election law. Go to court.
So have you been vocally advocating on behalf of the people with the drug situation, the guns, the voter registration issue, card issue? I mean, have you been out there vocal with calling out the CDC government on
Okay,
this?
second question, right? Okay.
No, that's not. That's the same question I asked him in the beginning. What are his
Yes.
thoughts on that?
I think clearly the CDC government has lost direction in terms of what to do about the drug business. Jackie, this drug business is personal to me. It affects my son. I have a child that is affected by it, my biological son. So personally, I'm angered by it. My son was introduced to drugs during the Unity Party government time. He's gotten worse. I'm struggling with it every day. I love him. I know his potential. I know what he meant to me. I sent him to school. He went to London. It just couldn't work. I'm struggling with it. So I know what it is. And honestly speaking, this government has done nothing to deal with the issue of drugs. No policy whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. They just behave as though it's not even an issue. In some instances, I think they wish that the children then stay on drugs to vote for them or something. At this point, there has to be a national policy. But again, when you attack the government, remember, in Liberia, you think that it is just the executive. We have a legislature that has done nothing, introduced no bill, that crap that they introduced. But now, they should be introducing for a state of emergency on drug. Nothing on rehabilitation, nothing on the budget. They have spent over $300 million in 6 years on themselves. Okay? Allocated nothing towards rehabilitating people. And to make mockery of it, I don't even want to talk about that one. But at the end of the day, there's no national policy. Not from the government and not from the executive and not from the legislature. They've all failed us. Commensurably failed. As I said for you here, there's no plan. Did you just hear that the guy who was a prime treasurer has run away? It is a problem. What that means, that there are accomplices in high places that needs to be dealt with. And at this point in time, I have concluded that this government cannot fight drugs, honestly. Come January, when Alice Comey is president of Liberia, we have a policy to deal with drugs. And in 3 months, the drug issue will be under control. Guaranteed.
Okay. So my next question is, there's no question, and I have to ask this, that you've been in the news with a whole lot of controversies, your business, when it comes to the road fund, the taxes. I think you did a podcast that your company was shut down because it owed taxes and what have you. You are going to be in the legislature if you win, if the Liberian people in that district
when I win, it's a matter of when.
Well, I would say if.
And
I'll be being confident and saying when you win. But if you are given that opportunity, Mr. Bility, and you go in the House, isn't this going to be a conflict of interest? Because Article 34 of the Constitution will give you the authorization over our budget to oversee and approve the budget, to levy taxes, duties, imports, exercise, and other revenues, to borrow money, issue currency, and the mint coins, and the list go on and on. Bottom line, the lower house is responsible for our financial and revenue, setting those laws that guide our macro and microeconomic system. So if you were in the House, you got a business, and the oil business, selling oil and gas, is one of the most profitable business in Liberia. You just named some of your estate value. How, my question to you is, how can you regulate the executive branch, given that you have a company that is part of the most, or one of the most profitable industry in Liberia? And how can you fairly exercise your right as a legislator to regulate and set laws? I mean, not to regulate, to set laws that guide our taxes, revenue sector, and what have you.
So,
And have you paid? Are you paid up to date on the road fund and your taxes, your company?
yes, Jackie, let me tell you this. I'm a lawyer by the citizen. I love the law. I love the law. It is my only haven. It is the only place that I turn to when I'm aggrieved. So I love the law. I know what is conflict of interest, and the business I do have no conflict with the 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 act of making law for our country. And the business will be run by a manager, and that business is very limited to storage, and it has absolutely nothing to do with at this time. It has absolutely nothing to do with taxation. It has nothing to do with the legislative branch of government. It is where I make my living. I will continue to survive on it, so that when I get in the house, I do not become like one of those people around here that look up to the government to collect money to pass bills, or be bribed to pass concession. I will not be bought, because I will be self-sufficient. As far as we've been there, you and I have been there on this road fund before. If you want to hear my answer to it, just go and replay some of the other tips. But I've said my position on the road fund is very clear. It is illegal, and it is something that I have accepted, and my company is duly and appropriately, paying it, and we are up to date. So there's no problem. All those your minions that keep talking, they don't know what they're talking. So, but I know what I'm talking, and there is absolutely no conflict in my business, in my line of business, with the legislature. The legislature is about budgeting. I do zero business with the government of Liberia. I have no business relationship with the government of Liberia. Importer bring fuel, they put it in my tank, I charge them storage, and they pay. Nothing to do with the government of Liberia. And then quarterly, I pay my income tax. Every year, I pay my income tax in a story. If you come to Liberia, I can walk you through it. But it is what it is. And that wouldn't stop me from being a good lawmaker.
Peabody.
I said,
Capability is good to see you.
One day.
It's good to see you,
man.
Good to see you, Chairmanability.
Thank
one
you,
of the things that
everybody.
we wanted to get you.
Everybody, you are coming, right? You are coming, right?
Oh yes, it's very soon.
You ask me if I come in, you want to see me too, huh?
I don't want to see you. I will put checkpoint for you right to Uganda,
Yes. Very, very soon. We'll be coming. Yeah. But Jim, I wanted to ask you, you're a very successful businessman. You're from Encyclopedia. You got a very humble life, humble beginning, and you were able to rise up to where you are now. I wanted to know, you could be in Monrovia, enjoying your business, relaxing, living comfortably because of your success. Why you went back to Encyclopedia? In fact, you even built a home in Encyclopedia. You hire a lot of people there. Why you want to be represented? You're probably not even going to make nothing like what you get from your business. Why you want to do that?
So, first, I want to say thank you for this question. This question means a lot to me. On a personal note, take what is happening to my company. The government of Liberia gets up and say, hey, guys, last year or year before last, you made for yourself 10 million. Give half of that money to us and it's tax. Meanwhile, the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia says that no law in Liberia shall be retroactively applied. And that the executive has absolutely no power to levy tax except the legislature. You have buffoon lawmakers, completely ignorant, calling for the collection of tax that they themselves passed into law in 2018 and asking for me to pay that tax as of 2016. Bossman, that's stupidity. That should not, no government should do that to its citizen or its resident. That's the effect of bad governance on the people. Secondly, look at the crucial election. The legislature just came on break and collected 30,000, 20,000 each. And yet they couldn't demand $4 million from the executive to pay the election commission. Now we are talking about the army handling our ballot when that could end in a controversy. No oversight on the other branches of government in terms of performance. The power of the legislature has been completely destroyed. People don't know that you can pass the budget and make budget law, that any government official who is sanctioned by the legislature cannot touch government money. They have that power. They have the power to declare you ineligible to take government office. Nothing is being done with it. No check and balance. Nothing. Our country. So I'm sitting down saying that I don't want to be in politics. But every day I have to deal with laws, decisions that these people make. And I decided that I've had enough of that. I will go sit there. I will be part of that decision. And I will make sure that decision is fair and just and for the good of our country. And that is the pledge that I made to myself. And that is the pledge I made to my children, my family. That when I become a lawmaker, I will never, ever be in anything that will tarnish the character that I bring to that house. And I'm committed to that. And lastly, and most importantly, you're talking about my home. When I see my people, Bossman, the way the people there struggle, the kind of investment that I have to do so that they can have a little bit of life. The schools, the road, the movement of the people. Every bit of the way the people have no need to live. I don't want to do that. Go back home and then see that next year, bad law has been made, bad decision has been made, everything that I ever put in place had been destroyed. So you see my town, you see my city, but now I want to change it. I want to keep it this way. I want to improve it, but I can no longer allow this beautiful city. You know, this is the greenest city in the whole of Liberia. You can hardly see the building inside the place. There's trees all over the place. The benefit that we could be reaping right now from the international community on the way we have kept the city. 95% of the road you see over there were just made in the last 18 months by us. A bridge worth almost $800,000. You see the starting of that bridge construction. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying to you, and I keep saying to you, is that I don't want to invest all of that time, that energy, that money, and then I go home and I say, oh, they just passed new law. Everything's poor. I want to change the people life. Tomalin, in my district, there are 2 hospitals. I've sat with them. Peabody. I've sat with them and asked them, what do you need every month so that the people in my district can have free health care? $3 million United States dollars. That is 180,000 US dollars per year. The people in my district will have free health care. Are you kidding me? I have to make sure that I create a district in Liberia that is an example of self-sufficiency, independence, growth, economic independence, and education for all in Sundra. I will not be able to do this when there are bad laws. I will not be able to do it when there are bad lawmakers. Nimba County has 21 yellow machines. You see that agriculture fee there? We sponsor, I paid those people. We have hundreds of these fields everywhere, so that by next year, this organization will have enough farm across the country so that we can think about, across the district, so that we can think about becoming self-sufficient. Today, officially today, there is no town in my district that does not have a solar light.
Wow.
My district has 48 towns and 30 villages. Every one of them sleeping tonight on the lights. Every one of these towns, except for one town, has direct access to road without any hindrance. That's what we've done.
Wow.
With personal resources. When I get to the government, I want to make sure we make $700-800 million. My brother, if any president refuses to allocate directly $1 million to each district, you want your government to run. You will not agree. That's my idea. That's my vision. $1 million directly into the district, determined by the people as to what they want that money to go for, will change everything in the district. Those are some of the things. And for me, my brother, I'm explaining this to you so that you can understand. I can no longer stay outside and this thing happen. 12 years of Ellen was also advising Ellen, not being a minister or a managing director. Georgia government played no part. See how bad decision have affected our country. And we are at that point where I don't see how taking Liberia back to the United Party era would be helpful to us as a country. Because my question would be, what example are you following? Why are you going back to the 12 years of the United Party? What do you admire so much? Most of the guys from the United Party, if you observe them, just observe them, most of the decision makers have not been able to do anything for themselves except to be on Facebook and just talking trash. None of them have been able to work independently and become somebody outside of government. So they're all just waiting to come and complete what they did not complete the last time. That's not how you design a new government. That's not how you build it. And with the CDC really failing, this was a government that was built on populist agenda. This was a government that was built on populist agenda, and it has miserably failed. There are people in the CDC that will support the CDC anytime. But the truth of the matter is that these two governments combined cannot be the best that Liberia can offer. And I can tell Liberian people, if you decide to stay where you are now or decide to go back, you will be there by yourself. This is a serious issue. Because at the end of the day, it's going to boil. That's what we have 15 days to election. Chief, the only thing the Liberian people need to know right now, all the Nyama rallying. Can you imagine? And I say the Unity Party. See, can you imagine a party that has been in the country for 12 years is running an election without one item in their hand as to this is what our agenda will be? Yeah, this is where our agenda will be. CDC is out there on the other side. All they are doing, just getting on the street, dancing. They cannot tell people, we finish with 6 years, the next 6 years we're going to. This is what we got to do. Nothing. Have you heard CDC say what they are going to do in the next 6 years? All they're doing to us is tell us what they have not done in the last 6 years and what they are doing in the last 6 years. And then coming after other opposition. But if you have done so well, you believe that you have done so, you should be telling Liberian people now, this is what that's what Ellen did and got re-elected. Ellen said to Liberian people, I spent the last 6 years putting everything in order, setting the institution. Now, give me another 6 years so that I can begin to implement everything that I have planned. What is CDC saying? Nothing. You know the party? Nothing. Liberian people, you can choose. You will choose. And that choice will be yesterday, today, or a new and a brighter future.
Thank you, Chairman Bility. Let me go to one very, very personal question here. You from Cyclopedia, you built roads. We saw the video. You've been building roads. You've been building schools. You've been working with the hospital. All your villages have lights and all of that. So, if your mom was still living, what would she think of you, Musa?
Oh man, she'll be so happy. You know, she would be so happy. She loved her town. Yes, I was there. Actually, I was there today. I spent the whole day with my mom people today, all day. We were just there, you know. Some of her friends, her relatives were sharing their life story with us, the rest of us. It was really nice. And she'll be right here. She was. My mother was so protective. I have a room right opposite my room. That's the guest room. If my mother was living, she'll be living in that room. And she would just be there making sure that she doesn't want me to get hurt, but she would be smiling, she would be happy. I know she'll also be giving me a hard time to help as many people as I don't even have the need to do. But she loves her people. This will be, you know, the happiest moment of her life, and I'm very happy that she allowed me to get that close to her, to feel her. So yeah, she believe me, she'll be very happy, you know, and she'll be happy that I'm doing the home. She would never have authorized me to take this representative to any other country or to Monrovia or any place. She will want me to do it here in her home.
Thank you, Chairman. What a
Yes.
great testimony. Great testimony.
Those chairman, we have this Chairman Musa Hassan Bility, the humanitarian, the businessman, the politician, and the representative aspirant. Look, I mean, you see it for yourself. Most people nowadays run for the House or the Senate because of what the perks. But this man, he's not even there, but he's been doing this for years in his community. I was there when I was in Liberia. I went there and I saw it. There's a bridge. They had an old ferry that been there for many years. People used to haul it across the water. But today, Musa opened that place. It's now a bridge. People can drive there. He opened the communities. In fact, a lot of roads, initiated a lot of roads have been opened in Encyclopedia. And he got people under his employ. He got scholarship. He got people. I mean, take it or leave it. This man he's not running because he want to get the perks in the House or the Senate. I believe he want to change, and that's why he's running. You know, But let's give it to him and say, my Bility, look, I'm happy for the work you do. I've seen it, and I know you will be successful in this campaign. Kev, let's go.
Oh, great job, man.
Yeah, welcome on the closing argument, Chairman Bility. Okay. Let me correct something quick before I go to my question, and
I'll do that.
especially on the drugs issue. And you're saying that no direction, but I think there's a lot of things. This government is the first government that do have plan for our children, our sisters, our brothers on this drug issue. Number one, it's the first time in history in Liberia that we're going to be having a whole city called the City of Hope for our girls on the streets. They are there. They're going to be in that building. Next time I've shown the picture. I've shown that picture, on and Bility, that I'm showing that picture on this platform. Never happened in the history of Liberia. You can go on Kalasco page, you will see when the president was in Magibi, the rehabilitation center that is ongoing in Magibi. Currently, we have people who admitted to in that rehab center. They feed them medication and everything. Go on the page, you will see it there. They themselves talking to the president. It's in Magibi. The drugs law. I'm sorry to hear about your child, your son, but you also say that it started in the Unity Party without say that we have an issue of drugs in that region, especially in Black Africa. We do have an issue. We all need to come together and put our hands together. And I will say this again, I told somebody, personally, in my last network, and I spoke to that person when my sister passed away in District 15. She took drugs. She was on drugs during the last government. We tried. It personal. The early stage of this government, she passed away. So it's something that we all feel. It's personal to all of us. So when people play politics about it, it gets me angry. And that's why sometimes I react the way I react sometimes. Because it's serious. So I just want to clear it, and you also talk about this government. If you want to stay with this government, they're not showing. We are the only government. The past government is not talking about their record. They're only talking about Kush, reggae election. There will be no Liberia. We're talking about the tangible of this president. Talking about healthcare, improve. We're talking about more people on electricity now than ever. We're talking about a lot of stuff, roads, taking people off the streets. As we speak, the youth ministry headed by youth and sport ministry headed by Zoga Wilson. Go there, the footage are there on the streets. Take it. The challenges that we do have, sometimes when you bring them in, they go back out. You go and bring them in, they go back out. In America, we'll have that same problem. So I believe there's a lot of things that this government doing and we will continue to do. And that's why we will be re-elected for the next 6 years, because we do have tangibles to run on. But again, I just want to take that out of the way. But let me ask you this. My first question, that was not a question, Mr. Moderator. I just want to clear that. But my first question to you, I'm seeing everything that you your work that you're doing in Nimba, and you talk about your net worth and how much you actually making and own. So I'm asking you this. My first question to you. So you are not going to the Senate. Sorry, you are not going to be as a lawmaker because you want money. You are going there because
I have already pledged my full salary. Not that joke that Dillon said. And now today he's eating all his salary. I pledged my full salary, 100%, to my people. Every month or every quarter will come, and we'll put the money together. We change it to library that we share in the community. Some will go as loan, some will go to help with school fee, and so on. No question. I'm not the head chief. By the grace of God, I'm thankful to God. $15,000. First of all, I do believe that the money that the lawmakers are taking is too high. It's honestly too high. And we have all of that. I've done a lot of research on it. Liberia is the 4th country, the 4th highest in the world. But the embarrassment to that is, if you look at the map, Germany is the country that makes the lawmaker make the highest amount of money. But then their GDP is so high, and when you check Liberia, it's disgraceful. So that money has to come. And then lawmakers, the capital building, we got to clean it up. We got to fix it. It got to look like a building where people go to live. Today, that building has been taken over by beggars. You cannot go to capital building with empty hands. You'll never achieve anything. We have to change all of it. My salary will never ever come to me. I will have an office here, and 90% of those who will be working for me will be in my district, and they will work here and they will come from here. I will have no more than 3 or 4 persons in my district. The rest of my staff will be in Secretariat. I will live here as long as I'm the representative here. And by the end of December 2024, people in my district will not go to Monrovia for anything unless they want to go see their family. I will commercialize this district, will bring businesses here, will open the small banks in America. I forgot the name.
Credit union.
Credit union. Thank you. A credit union, and then I will have agriculture. I will have fishery. I will do so many things. I will be involved in changing the poor life. I will improve the education. We have a facility. Look, guys, this is pathetic. There is a place here called NCRDP. It's right here in Secretariat. The German people built it. Tomalin. It has almost like 10 acres of land. It has building all over it. They had it as the Nimba County Agricultural Development Project. The building is still, the buildings are there intact. Within a year, we would turn that place into a community college teaching agriculture, carpentry, masonry, and there's something else I forgot. Plumbing. Do you know that I have to go to Moreover to bring plumber to do my work here if something goes wrong? There's so many things that is wrong, my brother, and we want to change it. We will change it. So at the end of the day, Kev, it is not the money. No, I will not take bribe. I will not allow the concessions. Like the concessions every 5 years is supposed to be reviewed. There's no review, so we never review any one of them. Thankfully, most of the bad concessions in this country are due for review, and we'll make sure that the people's interests are protected. So
Okay.
we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do.
Okay. Musa,
Thank you.
Musa, let me say this. Yeah, my second question.
Okay.
Musa, let me say this. Because I think we need education in Liberia. People need to understand something, because some will say, Musa, that's not your job as a lawmaker when you get elected. But I think we need to explain to our people and remind our people we are at the stage of rebuilding Liberia. Because you see, the reason I'm bringing, I want you to talk about it, because you see, some lawmaker will just talk. They don't sponsor any serious bill. They don't do anything. They just talk, and nothing there. Some lawmaker went with $3, and they have thousands of dollars in their savings now.
Right.
But still talking. But they gone in the minds of the people, that people like you who try to develop, and look at some of the stuff there that we're seeing happening in Nimba. But the kind of 10 people like you and make you look like you're something else. That mindset in Liberia, that mindset, the way to change people's mind, they get on the street, tell them, I'm your light, I'm for you, but not doing anything. But we're at the stage of, after we damage our country, and we're at this stage to rebuild our country, even though they will say it's not your job as a lawmaker, but everybody needs to give back to help the people. The people need help. Earlier, before you came on the show, I was angry. Some people will say my choice of word, but I'll always stand with my choice of word, because the reason why that we got to be serious now. Because what we're showing now, people will say, oh man, it's not your job. People say it's not your job as a lawmaker, but they believe in people who talk to that the job. And when it's government, only the executive branch.
But
the government is a whole 3 parts of it.
But Kev, it's my job. When I'm a lawmaker and I want a community college for my people, there have to be an act of the legislature to establish that community college. I have to go around my colleagues to make sure that act is passed. If I don't do it, there will not be a community college. That's number one. Number two, once the act is passed, I have to go lobby around to make sure there's money in the budget to support that university. How is it not my responsibility?
But what I'm saying is, because some of your goodwill, for example, Joseph goodwill, you see women pay who cannot even feed himself, telling the world I'll bring Boeing to Liberia. telling Liberians and the jubilating. He running against Sir Joseph, who actually coming here taking doctors to Liberia to help our people. But you, on the other hand, you're not a lawmaker now. We're saying some things. Then when you become a lawmaker, you try to do some of these things. They will say it's not your job. They will say it's not your job to do it. How can you? My point is, how can you educate the people that Mr. Bility is going beyond the call of duty? You are going beyond the call of duty in order because that Oma need health care. So you're going beyond the call of duty because we are rebuilding our nation. How can you educate our people? Because we get that a lot. We're talking, oh, no, that's I just said, Musa, he's not supposed to do that. Everything is the executive branch. But I'm saying, how can you educate our people that we are rebuilding our nation?
I get
Call of Duty.
I get your point, but here is my response to that. First of all, over 75% of the lawmakers today don't even know their function. That's number one. Number two, those who are saying that that's not the work of the lawmaker don't even know what is the function of a lawmaker. For you to determine whether it's not my function or not, you have to know what is it. You understand what I'm saying? We have a gullible society that we need to deal with. We need to remove that gullibility from our society. And the way we need to do it is to elect good people, better people to run our country. And Kev, this is where you and I disagree. CDC, CDC need to go. The Unity Party definitely does not need to come. I have to say this. It would be a catastrophic mistake if Alexander Cummings is not elected president of Liberia. It would be a catastrophe. Look, even you, Keff Hassan, the sedition that are supporting George Weah today will begin to think about themselves in the unlikely event that George Weah is re-elected. After 1 year, the harsh reality of the end of the George Weah era will begin to hit them. Then the question will be, what next? Then the question will be, what becomes of us? And then the pressure will start building from within. And then you know how to deal with it. So if you have a lawmaker who doesn't know what he's doing, my job, my people suffering, and I have the means to alleviate that, then he says it's not my place. You bring that one to my district, I will cost the hair out of you, because at the end of the day, I want my people to live in good health. I want my people, there's no boundary to bring in relief and good life to people. I disagree that there's the boundary. If I'm going to go tell the judge, rule against the man, I'm passing my limit. I'm passing my limit. I will not do that. If I would tell the city mayor, do this, I will not do that. But to bring government budgetary allotment to the city, to the district, to the people, to make sure that banks are here. I will go sit with bank manager as soon as I'm elected to ensure that there are two branches of any bank in my district. That's my job. Anything that brings, I just told you, we have a place there that we are going to create a commercial center. And that commercial center is going to allow us to allow the people to buy their goods and services without going to Monrovia. The rubber We have so many rubber here, Kev. We need anywhere between $2 to $3 million to circulate into the rubber industry. So we buy it, we carry it, so we will make the people to live the life they want to live.
But Musa,
But
I'm
Hey,
talking about
beg you, let the two guys come. I beg you, please. We only got 15 more minutes. I beg you. Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
before they come, let me announce. To all the closing argument panelists, Kev, Ben, Peabody, and Jackie, we have our media access team pass for NEC. Will be available tomorrow through the courtesy of O'Neill Roberts. We'll give Kuz O'Neill. When we get to the library, we'll have a media access team pass that will be able to allow to go into NEC.
I disagree. Say through the courtesy of RCR. Don't say only Robert.
Through the courtesy of RCR, but at
Thank you very much.
Yes. So we have our access pass tomorrow. When we get to the library, we ought to move around with our media pass.
So Kev will be going in all the
everywhere.
election
We'll go,
places.
all the polling stations will go everywhere and monitor elections. So we
will not carry a CDC ID card there.
We sell it, yeah. Yeah. But before I bring Robert in, look, Musa, you said it right. The three cardinal points of lawmakers: representation, oversight, and lawmaking. And you said you use your position to make sure that the money is put in the budget for these activities and not something what other people can be doing. That's what you said. But Robert, come in quickly. We got 30 more minutes. Let me use of the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, welcome again. I think I'll have only this might be my only question to you because of time. But I've listened to you and I would like to commend you on the work that you're doing in your district. I think is commendable. It says a lot about what we should be doing and the impacts which we should be making, not only as in a position of power or leadership, but in the interests of our constituents and patriotism.
Thank you.
But tourism man.
I will say,
tourism man, Musa, the tourism man. You carry tourism in the mouth.
Yeah. But I will say though that I think a lot of what you are doing, I hope, and I think Keff alluded to it a little bit. I am of the opinion that I think you're talking about decentralization, and I hope, like you said, a lot of our lawmakers don't know what their core responsibilities are. I hope that we are able to let our lawmakers understand that, for instance, you talk about $3 million for a great healthcare system. How many counties we have in Liberia? 15 counties. If you do the math,
US dollar.
US dollars.
Exactly. Liberian dollar. This is Liberian dollar.
Your Liberian dollars. So we're talking about 45 million Liberian dollars if we were to equally, have a legislation that will allow $3 million annually. Liberia. I mean, that's a small amount. Even if it was
that's $3 million per month, that amounts to $180,000 US dollar per year.
Okay, so that could be a bill that you champion, and not only champion that bill to ensure that you have the support and the budgetary support to ensure healthcare is not only in your district but in other districts. So when we talk about the core responsibilities of lawmakers, I don't want you to go with this impression of, well, I'm going to use my own money or I'm going to use the money that I'm paid to carry out this work. Lawmakers should be enacting laws that serves the best interests of the nation and their respective counties, right? And so hopefully we're carrying that out. But I wanted to just go back a little bit to this whole threat comment, and I will let the other guy come in. I disagreed a little bit with you, though, when you say that you thought Joseph Walker made a mistake or he misspoke. I don't think Joseph Walker misspoke. If you look at comments coming from Prince Johnson and others, I want to ask you, if I were Joseph Walker as the leader of this party, I would come up and say, look, as a party, We would not go with this whole hypothetical about if the election is rigged, what will happen. We're in this election to win this election. We will not continue to encourage these statements that beat this whole drum of war, and these statements should be condemned. Liberia will remain a peaceful country, and even if the election is proven to be rigged or cheating or whatever, then we will follow the normal procedures when it comes to seeking redress. I have not heard Joseph Boaga issue a statement in condemnation of these reckless threats. What does that say about Joseph Boaga? You talk about Daniel Sando. You look, he's a nobody, right? He's a nobody. I mean, this guy. I'm not even sure if this guy, if he wasn't in a position he's in right now in Miss Lawrence's office, if he'd be able to afford a rent for another year. He's a nobody. But these nobodies were people who killed innocent and a lot of somebodies in our country during the long civil war.
Yep.
So when people are making these kinds of statements and they will drag the precedent if this is happening, they're not just speaking from their position. They are speaking because they've been given the support from higher ups. And so I think we should take these threats seriously, and I think people should be brought in for questioning and let them let us know what it is that they know that we don't know. But I don't think Joseph Boaga misspoke. I think that Joseph Boaga meant exactly what Joseph Boaga said. Joseph Boaga is already an old man, and if this is his last election, he practically have nothing to lose. And if Joseph Boaga said if he doesn't win, because this is what he's saying, I have not heard Comey say if I don't win, it's indicative that the election was rigged. I haven't heard Dr. Clemens Monduba saying same, because again, we're in a race of 20 candidates, and all 20 cannot become president of Liberia. Neither all 20 cannot go to the runoff. Somebody have to lose, and someone has to win. And so I don't agree that these are misspoken statements. I believe that this is a reflection of what they believe, and this is a reflection of a deeper internal strategy to threatening the peace that we've enjoyed, and we should condemn them and whatnot. But let me ask you this question: given everything that we know, um, given everything that we know, um, what do you think about what worries you the most uh, with the election of Unity Party? For me, it's not about the party; it's about the people, it's about the characters, and it's about things that I've heard. What worries you the most? Because there's a possibility Unity Party might win. They're in the election. What worries you the most with a Unity Party-led government?
Well, Chief, Robert, let me say that I heard you say you disagree with me, but I don't disagree with your point. I just wanted to give the former vice president the benefit of the doubt and hope that he will come out to make the correction. But I don't agree. I don't disagree with you. I mean, this statement should not be coming from him, and it's been over 72 hours. He has not said anything. Then one will assume that they are intentional and dangerous, and with the propensity of causing confusion in the community, in the country. But if the Unity Party winning is very chaotic, and I think that they will not win. Chief, the way elections are held, there will be second round. If you are unable to work with political parties when you are not in a position of strength, those political parties will not believe that they can work with you when you are in the area of strength. My fear of a Unity Party win is that, first of all, there's complete confusion around Joseph Boaga right now. You cannot point to a single person as to who was in control of his structure. It is important. Obama, you had those Chicago gangs. You knew them, the three of them. I think they were Fluff and the other guys. That you knew that they were the power behind the throne. When you go in the White House, you knew that it was this lady that had power. In the end, nobody know who is going to be. My gut tells me that all the people who are currently selling Joseph Burger are all going to be disappointed. I swear to God, something tells me that he's thinking differently. He's going to push all of them aside if he becomes president. I think Joseph Burger has a pretty much good idea of what kind of president he wants to be. In my mind, Liberia will not be the best place. Liberia will not be the best place because the pool of resources, the pool of people that he has to tap on to run this country, I don't have it. They're ingrained with bitterness. They're more concerned about what they're going to do with people. They're more concerned about what harm they're going to inflict on individuals. They're not concerned about what country do they see. And most importantly, Robert, clearly, all they say is that they want to take us back to where we were. They have no plan for the future. You don't even have a 100-day plan. I mean, not even a transitional plan. And what is most scary is that I don't think they think that we deserve to know. And Liberian people need to realize that CDC and Unity Party have adopted the same methodology. They have all concluded that it is a politics of popularity, it is the politics of crowd, and that you don't have to tell the people anything. If they want to vote for you, they will vote for you. They don't want to vote for you, they will not vote for you. Unity Party is not the best option for this country. And if that's what Liberian people want, I don't agree with that choice. But that's what democracy says. We have to accept that, and we have to live with that. But as I see it, if I look at the bracketology of our election, I don't see one country where, as of today, I don't see one country where Unity Party and CDC are uncompromisingly dominant. You're sure to me, if you know, not in Monserrado, not in Nimba, not in Lopa. But guess what? CPP, we will win Grand Bassa. We will win Lower Madibi. We have no competition in Grand Bassa. Take it from me. All that they're doing, the Bassa people will never ever leave Charles Bronski's daughter on the ticket, and then Yombly goes there and say, "Don't vote for her," but she doesn't say, "Don't vote for me." It's not going to work. You saw the people's reaction to Unity Party today. Go take that crowd, put a drone on that crowd. You'll be disappointed. You saw Spoon TV trying to manipulate the camera. We're not children. We know what is going on in this country. And in my mind, it appears to me that maybe this is why Unity Party is beating all these drums, because they realize that they're probably not going to reach to where we expect them to reach. So they're going to put us in the frame of mind that they have some intelligence that they are going to be cheating, and if they are not into the second round, then they will consider election to be rigged. No.
Duke.
Yes, Chairman. I wouldn't bore you. I am really impressed by your delivery, and I say this. Sometimes people can have perceptions, but it takes the humanity in us to be able to discuss those things and bring clarity. I like the fact that you mentioned your son and his struggles with drug addiction. I think it's powerful. We don't see a lot of people really speaking about those things. So, kudos to you. I like your vision for the district. For the first time in many years, especially somebody aspiring for a
Do
public
what you
office.
don't like, man. Say what you
Um,
don't like.
I do I do admire
When we
the
talk about
fact that
CDC,
you have
why you done that?
you have a vision that works, and you know exactly what that
Thank
blueprint
you.
is for your district. I like the banking side,
Thank you,
trying to
dude.
get the credit unions there. I like the fact that you see opportunities for your district and you want to bring that. So I'm very proud of that. I initially wanted to go into the business side, but we're already at the tail end of the show. And I just want to ask this question to you, Chairman. You mentioned a little bit of it a few minutes ago, but I want to bring it back. I've been fortunate to be, around, all of you and majority of, some of the influential pieces when it comes to about politics. You've been around. You're not a rookie to Liberian politics. You have led some successful wins for, Madam Salih. Your name is not only a household name, but it comes to politics in the trenches. You understand how to navigate those regions. When you look at the race as it stands and the CPP, what kind of confidence or assurance would you like to give, members of the collaborating political parties, in addition, Liberians who see, a troubled political institution trying to gain some sort of relevance, and also in addition to that, Chairman, I know this thing here about the infatuation with crowd politics and and all of that. But October 1st is going to be a huge day for the CPP. I don't care how people try to downplay that. And I know that you were swift in making, taking up that challenge, as we say. What does the atmosphere looks like in terms of October 1st? What do you envision? And what kind of message is it looking to send as well? And lastly, Grand Bassa is definitely going to go green and red for the CPP. When we look at the race, we look at Lofa County and we see the challenges that the Unity Party could potentially face. And then people overlook, but Nimba County could be another area of opportunity for the CPP because you've done a remarkable job in your district. There's been some existing relationships that were already created. On election night, what do you foresee happening when it comes to the CPP? And, how confident are you with that whole outcome?
Thank you, Duke. Before I answer your question, when are you coming?
I will text you soon.
Okay.
Do you scare me? That's it.
Duke, let me know when you coming. I'll be at the airport to receive you.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Two extra
Yes.
JJ. Mr. PFO.
I'll be at the airport to receive you, Duke.
Sure.
Look, Duke, thank you for your question. And I see election as science. I don't think many people see it that way. I've told people on my podcast that nobody has put out any crowd that surpasses 100,000. There's no space in Liberia to do that. People misunderstand crowd. Having said that, and assuming that that's the highest that you can go, when you double that, it still doesn't fit into the category that you need to dominate Monserrado alone. I'm not even talking about the whole country. At this point, you have to yield to science. There are 6 big counties in this country. To go to the second round, you have to win emphatically in at least one. The only party that has the capacity and the potential to win emphatically in one of those counties today is the CPP. CDC will never win more than 30% in Monserrado. I guarantee you that. Take it from me. Unity Party will win Nimba County. The margin will be totally insignificant. but they will win Nimba County. Unity Party will win Lofa County, but the margin will be totally insignificant. And therefore, when I hear people talking about they will win, my question is, what are you depending on? Clearly, Unity Party have not made a lot of effort in the Southeast. So that's a battle between Alex Comey and George Weah. And sometimes you got to consider Nyenwolo in the Grand Chile belt. Because 20% of the population in Grand Chile are from Nimba County. So therefore, if you look at the map on election night, you look to Baza, CPP will be looking to Baza to push us to second round. CPP will make significant gain in Mosorado. And CPP will pick up significant vote in the Southeast. My brother, I just name you 3 areas where we will make significant gain. Let the Unity Party people tell me where their own 3 area is. When you're talking politics, you gotta look at number. Nimba County, I live here. The Gonglo, Unity Party, CDC, CPP. I expect CPP to be in that top 4. I don't expect CPP to be number 1 or number 2 in Nimba County. But the way the vote is going to be in Nimba County, nobody's going to walk away with a smile. Because the logic would have been, whatever loss that Unity Party incurs in Lofa, they will recover in Nimba. But Lofa now, there's a son of Lofa there, from the Bandisa. They will vote for him. CDC and all their Lofa children, they'll get that vote. 26% of the vote is in the Mandingo segment. Ako will take that vote away. Unity Party will now walk away with the 70% they walk away the last time. Where the vote. So election night, we will be here, dude, and it is going to be sleepless night. I cannot tell you tonight who is going to come on top. What I can tell you is that CPP, Unity Party, and CDC are locked in a battle, and one of them will be the loser. Based on what I know today, based on the data, our latest data just came back 3 days ago. Based on data that I have, scientifically derived by international experts that we brought in to do for us all the time, the CPP will go in the second round of this election. And I said last time, I no longer believe that CDC will be in the second round. It's up in the air. The 3 parties and the 2 of them can be in it. Yeah, before I used to say CDC going, and then it's either Unity Party or CPP. It's not that way now. The election is going to be one of the toughest elections that this country has ever faced. I will not lie to you. It will be tough, really, really tough. I'm on the field. I mean, from here, I'm going back on the field. I know what is there. I know what the ordinary people are thinking. It's not what you are saying. I'm happy that this show is being recorded so that you can play on election night. You will see drama on election night. People will faint And based on what I know now, people will be calling for war. And then on the issue of crowd, dude, CPP will put up the crowd that Unity Party and CDC will never match. What they have done is to poke a sleeping giant. What the CPP and its supporters used to do, you say, look, we don't get time for anything. Election day, we'll just go and vote. But we told them that there are some people who have not decided. If we don't go out to show our strength, these people will conclude that, hey, yeah, we let Cummings, but if we vote for it, they're wasting our vote. They will give the CDC or Unity Party. If you don't come out, you'll lose those votes. I just got a call from 2 pastors in Makibi that they will pay their own way. They have a congregation of 300 each. All they want is 600 t-shirts. They will come back and say, it is overwhelming. I'm literally, tomorrow is the last day that I'll be in Nimba for my campaign. I'm literally shutting down my campaign on the Sunday to be in Musa to take charge of things, to help the campaign team, Louis Brown, and the other team to make it work. The standard bearer called me and said, Musa, if this thing works, I will say thank you. If it doesn't work, I'll hold you responsible. So right now, I'm fully charged, ready to prove to all these minions and also do, there's something personal there. These guys have been going around saying that they have the people, and Musa Bility got the paper. I will show to them that I have the paper and the people. On Sunday, Tomalin, you will never see the crowd that you see on Sunday.
Wow.
I promise you nothing less. Unless this is not Chairman Musa Bility. That means my chairmanship is in the air. It has no value. If I not beat those people in the crowd, they are not chairman for Labour Party.
Wow.
I will give their seat back to them.
Chairman Musa Hassan Bility, the most powerful chairman in our political arena. This man
Yes.
Yes. He helped the former Unity Party to victory before when he served as the campaign chairman for them. He led them to victory, and now he's trying to make the CPP historical party to win the presidency. Let's see what happens in 16 days, and I can assure you that it's going to get tough. Musa Bility, wherever he says something, he follow through with it. So we're watching him.
Fighter. Yes.
We're going to see what happens in that time. But Chairman Bility, it's been good having you. It's a privilege having you, and look forward to engaging you when we get on the ground. We'll come to Secretariat. In fact, I think maybe after I voted Habel, maybe that place I will.
Just take a rocket to that
come there to come and just chill.
We'll come to Secretariat. We'll come there.
Gentlemen, let's have fun, man.
Yeah, we will.
But Chairman, just give your party remarks, your closing remarks, and so we can call it a day. It's been a pleasure having you. You are bringing a lot of news tonight, and I'm sure people have been texting me that they never knew this the real Musa Bility. So I think this program was necessary.
Yes,
to get to know the real Musa Bility, the humanitarian, the businessman, and the politician. So Chairman, it's all yours to give your parting comments. Thank you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I'm really pleased that you guys brought this platform, this vision. We would have been in darkness by now. Can you imagine? If it had not been for this platform. I want to tell you thank you. We want to tell you, I don't think you appreciate your contribution to our democracy. I honestly don't think you do. But hopefully, we hope that posterity will remember you. 2 weeks from now, because it's so heavy, it's possible. I'm not sure. Maybe I will not come back on the show again. The next time you see me, you'll be calling me representative elect.
You will definitely, Chairman. You will.
And I want to make sure that Kev attend my induction. and yeah, I guys, thank you for allowing me to talk about myself. On a normal day, the opportunity is not there. We want to talk about politics and other things. Today, you allow me to talk a little bit about myself. I'm grateful. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I think you worked hard. You've done a whole lot. I'm glad that you were able to come so that the naysayers and the haters out there can now know who Musa is, can know what he's doing, what you have done and continue to do within your village. You have not even become the representative, but you have spent more than what even your budget would be when you become a representative. You've done a great job.
Yes.
And congratulations. So,
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Chairman.
But guys, it's been a good time on the Sunday. I'm sorry we took you guys on your Sunday schedule, but I think it was necessary. And gentlemen, look, I will bring a guy on the show this week to join us. This guy, he had predicted most of the elections, and he came true. James Marshall, he lives in New Hampshire. The guy, when the guy told me that he said Trump was going to win, we were like dismissing him. So, my man, you crazy? But it came to pass. Now, he will come on the show to make prediction again. Let's see what happens. The man prediction have never gone
How
wrong.
you bring it to the Library get it started again?
The way because the man, Jim Marshall will tell you why he says so. I'll bring them.
You bring it to the Library get it started.
No, but not that pastor. That pastor, what he said? Well, say, is it Peter Obi are going to win and draw? Nah,
Who the
he
other?
happy, nah.
They got the one I would be wearing the long white guy. Blah 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 blah.
Guys, man, look. I want to take all your Sunday evening, man. Look, I want to watch football game. So y'all get your parting comments so we can call your day, man.
Yeah, I'll go to since I'm the only panelist left on Tomalin, Dr. Peabody, Keff. No, I think the chairman said it. I can't stress how important.
Do the chairman I put in Zale Tule? What?
I put me in there, man. I'm telling you. The closing argument is a premier platform. It has done the Liberian people justice, and you guys put a brilliant product together, and I think all of us are benefiting because of that. So I want to commend all of you, and I really appreciate the time. Just follow my people. I'm not here to talk too much politics today. I think you heard the chairman. On Sunday, October 1st, the CPP is going to make a statement. And not only are we overpowering the ATS, every field around that area, we will have thousands of people surround that field. And we will show to the Liberian people that we have the voters. We are going to be in the second round. And we're saying this based upon data, based upon science, based upon the expertise of people who are qualified and competent to make those predictions. So on that note, thanks. And I look forward, to stepping and standing with the Liberian people and making Mr. Cummings president. Hopefully, maybe Keff and I can go for inauguration. And with this history, Mr. Cummings gets sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Liberia.
Wow. And a program note, tomorrow, if all goes well, we'll have the three top parties sharing the stage tomorrow: the CDC, the UP, and the CPP. We expect to have Mariah Yakula, Kanio Bala, and Roland Giddings, or Mepe Gono. One of them from the UP will be here. So let's wait to see what happens tomorrow. But it will be a very interesting conversation tomorrow with these three top parties making their case. But guys, you're the bosses, so you decide which you want to go first, so we can call it a day.
Well, I think it was a great show. Let me just end up here 1 minute. It's a great show. I'm glad Chairman Bility came up to talk about himself, who Musa is, the politician, the businessman, and the humanitarian. And I'm glad because Liberians have a way of characterizing somebody of people that they don't know, they haven't seen. Once they hear people say things and they just follow them. But you saw this man, you saw the work that he have done, his personal money that he put to even bring development to his county. And he talked about his family life, his son's struggle and all of that, and I think he meant good because if I had that kind of money, I don't see why I want to go back to be a representative to say, I could just relax, travel around the world, enjoy myself, chill, and come back. But I think he have a genuine interest in the people. He wants to serve them, and I think he will definitely make a good leader because he's from there. He know what the needs are. He's taking care of the medical facility. He's building breaches. He's building this. I mean, tell me what else can one do? So we wish you all the best. And I'm glad that Liberians, those who watch our show, almost 3,000 to 4,000 plus, can realize who the real Musa Bility is. Thank you, man. Great show, guys. I know it was a tough thing, but we had a great show.
Kefiko.
And let's give it the Keff, the Ahmed, the Hassan, and the Chief.
That's great. One for Musa, he explained it. A lot of people need to understand that Liberia is saying the rebuilding state. We have to rebuild the country. So when people are doing stuff like Sir Joseph, Musa, other people doing, people will condemn that, and they forget to know that you destroy your country, and people going beyond the call of duty. So think that, like Peabody, you done your part. You went there, you help our people. So I think it's something that we that out here coming on the radio every day, we should explain that to our people so they can know who to choose. They can know that they will know that will somebody come and helping them, making their life better, they will choose that person to represent them, and that's why some of us choose President Weah because of his life before presidency. They helped a lot of people, So that's why when people ask us why you choose President Weah, because President Weah demonstrated to us before he became president. He helped a lot of people. People within the opposition can tell you that President Weah helped them. So. And that's what we need. So when somebody help you when you are in trouble, they will help you. Again, that's the people we need to choose. So I think what Bility has done in his district is worth commending.
Yeah, guys, thank you, man. Look, tomorrow, we have our media passes already available tomorrow. When we get on the ground, we have your pass. You'll be able to move to NM polling station, and with your closing argument media pass. Thank to RCI through the efforts of Oni Roberts. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We know that we'll be able to navigate our way and see what's happening. It'll be an interesting time, interesting experience. But I want on election day, what somebody would say, you had to do in America, But in the morning, they would say, closing argument cannot predict that Henry Peabody will be the next president, or be re-elected, or the next senator or representative, But it'll be an interesting time. We look forward to it, and I can say this: look, it will be an election that will be very, very tough. People are already making it sound like the election is over. I told somebody today, I said, the last time I checked, we got 16 days to go, no votes have been cast, and you're already saying that you guys will win the election. So, but let's see what happens. It will be an interesting time. But I want to thank all the people who left from America to go home to take part in that process. We'll be going home too. It's a sacrifice, and all by your country and our country's future. But guys, until we catch you guys tomorrow on the Scene channel, the Scene dial, I want to say thank you to all our friends at KMTV, Truth FM, Hot FM, and Puma, and all the stations that carry our program live throughout the country today. Thank you, and have a wonderful Sunday as we
have a great Sunday, guys.
God bless.
Okay. Huh?
Okay.
Want to call you?
morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, anywhere in the world. Secret garden. I'm not going to say it here. We don't want you guys to know what we're doing. But when you walk into Pen Properties,
Affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massico Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massico Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massico Insurance help you today.